All right. Hello, everybody. We're not really playing D&D, more we're post-script. This is the epilogue. For the Dawnforged Company, we find out the eventual fates of everybody who lived and did not live through the campaign, and also, what happens generally with the shape of the world and things like that for future, campaigns if we play again in the same world. Or if not, we just kind of give everybody a nice little sunset to ride off into. So for probably going to be a lot. I don't know how long this will take, or if it's going to take the normal time or not. We're not really going to worry too much about time yet. And we're just going to go ahead and sort of dive on into this. There's one thing I forgot to ask you guys. Did you want to start with going into postscripts, or did you want to? Is there anything you wanted to do the instant you got back from Kern that wouldn't be included in postscript that you wanted to?
Well, I believe we were going to go talk to Morpheus.
Yeah. The Morpheus scene we will do an RPO when he comes around.
I think we haven't left the Feywild yet.
That's correct. Yeah.
So if there's anybody, if we want to talk to anybody in the Feywild, maybe find out how their little civil war's going from their mouths. We could do that.
Talking to any of them, most of it's just going to be basically the war is all but over, and this time the Unseelie side lost a lot of actual ground in the conflict, so the Seelie Court is pushed to take over. Instead of it being half and half, it's closer to a 75-25 split before the Unseelie were able to hold after their unexpected power loss of a lot of things they were using to take ground and things like that. So that's kind of how that ended. So there's far less Unseelie influence over the Feywild.
I mean, that's a good and bad thing.
Bueno.
Oh, yeah.
Is anybody else missing music, or is that just me?
No, I didn't have
I don't have any.
Put some
Oh, there we go.
nice, gentle rain with music. We'll go to. That rain's a little hard. Let's just do some Elven Glade music since you're Feywild. Just bam.
Did they take any bad losses on the Seelie side?
Nobody you met. A lot of the court and everything that you guys interacted with were the upper crust that weren't really on the front lines of anything. So, Sam and his cadre kind of tried to stay out of it and hidden for most of it because they were not without you guys especially, they were not a force to be reckoned with or, able to do much. So they just kind of hid in their illusory forest fire and waited it out. Yeah. Any other questions about the Feywild or anything you guys wanted to do before we dive into...
How's Zephyr's dad reacting to the Feywild?
Oh, he's delighted. He's just kind of interesting because he sees the underlying illusions and everything like that. He sees how they're using the potential of this place to dirty deeds done Fey cheap sort of thing, and he's in awe of how masterfully they're manipulating every aspect and how everything is infused with magic by its own and how it's cultivated. So he's utterly fascinated because he did not think things could be done this way. And he's making demon notes in his head.
What's the plan with the body?
Oh yeah, is the body toxic or?
It's just a regular human body at this point.
I burn it.
Pretty fried by lightning in the first place, anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
I can
one that's been struck by lightning. Sorry, what?
I think I can cast Disintegrate now, so if Zarek doesn't want to.
Hey Zarek, this one's not going to dodge it.
No one else has any objections.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, before I try to eat him.
Please don't do that.
I don't have any of that. I don't have any of that fucking spirit journey potion anymore. It's fine.
That's true.
We were only in a realm where the mushrooms grew, so you could do that.
I know.
So you Is there any particular way you'd like to do this, Eric, or is it just quick and done?
Yeah, just it's very mechanical.
Perfect. Just barely even looking to aim, just in one shot, it's completely disintegrated, gone.
Alright. Well, I guess we should get people together and talk about this, but like, I wasn't really gonna erase him from history. I think the memories of this whole event and who he was will actually help people avoid these kind of things in the future. I just didn't want him to think that he'd secured a legacy or anything. He didn't deserve to believe that. But I don't know, what do y'all think?
I agree.
I agree.
Alright.
Learn from the past and repeat it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my spear.
Absolutely. Alright, well, that settles that more or less. Alright, well, I turned to, here, Sam. So I guess that's that. Are y'all, you're going to be okay here, yeah? Once you're done chewing your food? What an asshole.
I didn't even know they had tacos here.
As good as we ever get here.
Alright, well, that's not bad. We have to go talk to someone. Would you mind going and healing the city on credit? For that little...
Credit.
Well, I'll have to do that little favor for you tomorrow. Have to do a thing today that'll keep us all from being killed.
Of course,
So-
son here.
We already shook the hand. I'm not signing anything.
Kind of
Be a
how we
pal.
do business here.
You'll get used to it. Be a pal and heal the people, the brave people who made this all work.
No. Sign the contract. That's how we work.
You really are just obnoxious sometimes, you know that?
No, surely not. No.
Best notes!
I'm on it. He goes over and he gets it over his. Seems all right. The only thing I don't like is the there's no specified time limit of how long it'll take him to repair the city.
Alright, well, here's some. What's your estimate here? What's your?
I don't know the damage yet, so it's impossible for me to know. But if you'd like me to try to do it by a certain time,
How about as fast as absolutely possible?
as fast as physically possible or magically possible.
As absolutely possible.
Ah, yes, all right then. You see he
Using
he
every
flips
tool.
the paper and you see just the tiny little bit of text change. There it is. Okay, that's better.
Alright, well,
Do
we're gonna be
something.
dealing with each other a lot, and you can earn back my trust as we go. I sign it.
Phil, like, when did they stop?
This
When do
is
who
about-
stop?
The Fae. Like, when do they stop? Like, they could just do something as fast as possible and be done in 10 minutes when the rest of the city is debunked, right?
Debunked? What?
I did not mean to say debunked.
Should we
was trying to
destroy-
parse.
While the rest of the city is screwed.
They have to
What
do
is-
the whole city.
Yeah.
They have to do the whole city, and they have to do it as fast as possible. The whole city was already a stipulation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The scope was already discussed. It was more the
Yeah.
timeline.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess we should be off if it's as fast as absolutely possible, everybody. And they just see they all just. He creates a portal, and it's interesting. So he just basically puts some sweat off of his brow, flicks it down, and it perfectly hits the ground and forms a circle of mushrooms that all glow for a second, and then a portal opens up out of it, and everybody all of his allies jump in.
Is it large enough for a dragon?
Not that dragon.
We have our own way
We'll have
back.
to- yeah, we have our own way to get through.
No, that's why I was wondering.
Oh, all right.
Whether we're going with them or not.
Last thing I wanted was that guy to know about that we were going to go, who we were about to go talk to. I want to like that guy, but he's you can't trust him.
Gotta be careful. Are we going to see Morpheus?
Well, that was what I thought. Better go check on him at least.
Yeah.
So the cut through reality is still there. As you look back, the broken up bits of Morpheus, you see an arm slowly sliding back in and locking into place.
All right, we better get over there.
Yep. Let's
All right,
go.
everybody
on
on
the
the
dragon.
platinum.
I help
I'm gonna
out.
make sure I pick up the Phobotors, Chris.
Perfect.
Good call.
We'll figure out what your name is after we're not in the Feywild.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me on that.
Hell yeah.
I
Still says to dragon.
in three voices, high, medium, low, and a perfect harmonic chord, just comes out. Do I need a name? Is that a thing? Should I? I guess I do.
Yeah, we'll work on it. Don't worry.
I think we should call him Stereo. Surround sound.
Dolby?
Dolby, I like it. No idea
Guys,
what it means.
He's
but
platinum.
sounds
He's not yellow, red, and white. Okay.
that's right. We should call him Sony.
God damn it. So you.
All right. As soon as we get there, I'm gonna cast Healing Word at 9th level on, or I guess I should probably do 8th level on Morpheus
You,
for all of the good it does.
you haven't had a long rest yet. Do you still have an 8th level spell?
You gave us all of the benefits of a long
You
rest.
gave it all
the-
back.
That's right.
Daily
That's right.
restore dust.
I forgot
Oh
about
my-
that part.
The
just
dice
eating.
got hung.
Okay. Yeah, no, easy enough. 21
Oh wait,
healing
I
from
might have a better
full-
healing spell under fucking homies. I forgot. Is Cure Wounds better?
Cure
Yes.
wounds is better.
Cure Wounds is always better. It's a
Alright,
D8.
we'll do Cure Wounds. Boom, boom, boom. There it is.
Way better. Okay.
Bit better.
Statistically, right on the money. All right. Yeah. So you slap down. You feel the healing, magic flow from you and into this god-like creature, and a little section glows for a second, and overall the body is still pulling itself together. You see, the leg is mending itself.
Cast telekinesis and push parts around.
Well, since he's
My
doing
stairs in a
work,
hurry.
I'll start doing some work. So I'm gonna.
Want to be seen as helpful.
Yeah, that.
I mean, me and the dragon will just do that bodily.
Perfect.
Bits go here, bobs go there.
All right.
The
So
9th level mass heal.
I'll do it.
700.
There you go.
Yeah, you see a lot more pieces now are being pushed together and healed together just extremely, extremely quickly. It's just an insane amount of healing, another 80 healing. Like, just you guys start
81.
healing and repairing this Morpheus. And when most of the wounds are like pressed together and you can see the interior of the wounds are healing, all of a sudden the eyes open and then the whole thing shrinks down massively. Down to your level, shakes his head, still naked, kind of looks around at you.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, sorry. Clothes.
Clothes beam.
Easily my most metro attack.
And
Easily.
each of you see this being as your exact race and gender.
That's
not
all.
not a mirrored reflection of you. Well, none of you know that there's a discrepancy yet. But
I have a passive perception at 25.
yeah,
Saying.
Telepathic
I don't know.
bonds.
it's not an illusion; it's a divine effect.
Oh, I misunderstood what you said.
Yeah, like so, you as a male Aarakocra looking at this god see a male Aarakocra.
Right.
It's like when you look at Galactus and your brain just makes it look like that because that's what your brain can handle.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's Dream from the Sandman.
Well, yeah. I'm well aware.
I love how they made
Same
and produced an entire series of that in the time we've been doing this. Anyway.
Yeah.
And it was pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Go.
And so as this kind of being looks in, and you do see, like, the eyes, there is something far beyond logic, far beyond... Like, there's you can just see and sense the otherworldly knowledge. And it's just a little overwhelming to make direct eye contact with. As it just kind of looks on. I apologize for my absence.
No need, no need. How are you feeling now?
Incomplete. But
How can we fix that?
there we go. May I have those? He reaches towards the daggers.
Oh, both?
Yes, they're both pieces of the dreaming. Taken away, taken out. They must return.
By all means, I suppose.
Thank you. He grabs them and he kind of spins them around and then stabs them into his chest. They absorb in, and he's like, that's better.
Go ahead and remove those from my inventory.
Oh, goodness.
Now, you are the ones who fought that mortal who came here. Well, immortal, but started mortal. What can I do for
Well,
you?
we made him mortal again and then killed him too, so...
Excellent. That is good.
Circle complete.
This place is not a place for permanence. He wanted to create and force everything here to be permanent. And that is not what it is for. Being here is going to ruin some nights for you in the future. I apologize for that in advance.
What does that mean?
Your dreams
You're
will
gonna have
affect you
nightmares about
more
this later.
realistic. Not necessarily nightmares. I will do my best to protect you from physical harm, but knowing this place is real, when you are dreaming, it will affect you deeper. And I apologize for that.
Sorry, I missed part of that. Could you start it again? I had a random thing come for work. I didn't mean to.
Basically, he said, like from now on, when you dream, your dreams are going, since you've been in this place physically, your dreams are going to be extremely intense and like ultra realistic. And he's sorry that he does not have a way to mitigate that for you.
Oh. Sorry.
So, spending less time in here is probably the answer, yeah?
It will not hurt you.
Would you mind giving us a way out to Kern?
That I can do. Is this all you wish?
I just a question. This is, possibly multiple. So we were told. I mean, you're obviously Morphe, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we were told the name of our world was hidden, so we wouldn't grant the attention of the Morphe. But you obviously know it.
Yes.
Like, is that a bad thing?
No.
Like, what makes you different than that? Like, I'm confused. Who are we supposed to be afraid of in this scenario now?
I'm one of the two Morphe that our conversation begat your world. The other sacrificed their body to become, the basis of your mortal plane, their brain, becoming the Zealer Keen, which have now awakened into something new.
Oh, right.
Oh my God! Maybe there's a Forza.
Were you one of the
Forza
ones that
5?
we yelled colors at?
I'm sorry, what?
I just started listing off dragon names.
And did you say, what was your question?
So, were you one of the ones that we yelled colors at?
Yes. Mine was the Sphinx you met. It is good to see you again.
Hey, that means we met this guy already once.
What?
Trippy. It's when we were punching around that spider and that astral dreadnought.
Yeah, when we got sent way back in time by Time God.
Oh yeah.
We were in the void, and the big things were fighting each other, and that ended. And then I had the brilliant idea just to do the big breath, but yell all the dragon names at the same time.
Oh. You were talking to Morpheus. Okay.
That is correct.
That's interesting.
Does that mean he made dragons?
Me? Yes.
No, him. Point at
Him.
Blitzscale.
Oh, no.
I mean, I gave you the idea for dragons.
Well, no, the idea came from me, then went to you, and back to me. So I suppose dragons created themselves.
Time's weird.
Time is strange. Don't worry, it
But
always
that's-
makes sense in the end.
Oh, hey, would you happen to have a name for what this one would be?
Oh. Hello there. Yes, yes, I think I would. The question is, do you want my name for them? If I
That's
were
up to them.
Excellent. I'd say they look like a cane to me. And then the dragon kind of looks all like it's weird because the heads are in sync, like looking left and right, and then like as it thinks really hard, the heads start looking at each other, and they all kind of look back and kind of nod, and all together. Cane. I like it. I love it. It's all right, so I guess I can stay.
All right.
Good enough. Congratulations, you have a name now.
So, I haven't done it yet, but I believe that I found like why I have all of these weird powers and stuff now, and like it's to protect this secret, right? Like I can recast the spell that Phobator cast to keep our world secret and safe.
I would do it rather quickly if you can.
All right.
Just before information has a way of, when it is unbound, it remains so, and is quite easily proliferated.
Right. Would you help me when I cast it, so that we can have it be tied not just to me, but to any of those gathered here that are willing to take on the burden?
I promised I wouldn't interfere, and too much has already been done on my behalf, with my power stolen or given. I cannot help you in
As-
affairs of the mortal plane.
Nothing at all, huh?
I'm sorry.
Alright. Well, I'll do what I can to protect this whole thing.
Something to
I'll join you.
figure it out.
You're very quiet.
Sorry, been a while since I've talked to anybody.
Just surprising because you're so big.
He shrank down to your size.
Right.
Which is still pretty big.
Yeah.
All right. Well, is there anything that we should know, or anything you can tell us before we go? Should we just leave you be?
Is there anything you wish to know? I'm afraid I don't know what you do or do not know.
Know everything that he knew.
That is a significant amount.
Yeah. Trying to parse that right now.
Do you have a headache?
No, not yet.
That is good.
Still waiting for it, I guess.
That's
So we should cast the spell now, right?
Alright, everybody, hands in. I don't quite know what I'm doing, but we'll try and figure it out as we go. And then, alright, okay, so also, whoever wants this, like, I can also make you immortal. So,
I look over at Mesnos.
Those are different things that you can do. But so basically, what you're doing is you're binding knowledge to the person, and
Yeah.
So you can only do one person at a time. So
okay. Alright, so I guess step up, we'll do this. I think doing this here makes more sense than anything, because no one can see us or find us here or know about this if we do it here, rather than if we do it at Kern or anywhere else. So,
if
who's first up?
you're going to do it here, I can make time for you.
That would be great. Will we be gone?
You all
for
instantly have full rest.
Yen?
All right. Well, this seems like an excellent time to do this then.
As you
Who's
said,
first?
time is strange.
Absolutely. I guess I'll do myself first. Bink. I don't know what it looks like when it.
So this is actually really complicated arcane spellcasting. So the first thing you do, as part of the ritual, you reach to your own forehead and then you pull, and you guys watch as it pulls out. It looks like glowing text, but it's constantly shifting whatever language it is. And as you pull this exact thought out of your head, as you kind of hold it out and you start to spin it, and droplets flying out of the same information in different words. And as they hit the ground, you have to be very careful and specific. As they land around, they start forming runes, all made in all the different languages of the realm. And pretty soon, there's just this circle of information explained in every single language about which secret did you want to bind to yourself?
The name of the universe.
Perfect.
The name of the world.
So, the name of the world, and all of a sudden, so after you do all of that, you do a small cut. You're smart, so you don't use your hand. No, I'm just joking. It's a bad trope. But you do kind of like a little, just nick on the leg and pull it, and then as you take it, the blood, you put it on. You put it in the very center. You spin into a small circle of blood. And then as your hand pulls up, as the blood comes with it and attaches, and it pulls the information into the blood, and then up the bloodstream into you. And then as you finally hold this ball of information and blood, you take a deep breath, and then you slowly press it back into your own head. And the rest of you, all the names that you had for the world are gone. And you do not feel the absence of their presence. You just know that Viser just locked away a secret. I wonder what it was.
Alright.
You know what I always found weird? That our world is just called the world. I don't know why, that's just weird. Anyways, what are we doing?
We were determining who would like to keep our world safe from the Moraphe forever, from Moraphe influence. I have the secret with me now, and I can give it to any of you as a backup in case something happens to me. I will be making myself immortal after this, and can do so for you as well, so that the secret is protected for a long time. So whatever you guys,
you can also lock away. Were you guys going to lock away the knowledge of the Morphe in general? So I know nobody goes looking for them. I don't.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you finish, the world around you just shifts, and all of a sudden you're in a meadow, and you all have another long rest.
Wait, why? Oh, because of the thing. All right.
Have another long rest.
Alright, so who's next?
It's a 9th level spell slot equivalent. Sorry, go ahead.
Question about that then. With these times and long rests, is this affecting the amount of time that Viser needs to recover from using Wish?
No, that's right. So you just took 9d10 damage. Not enough to kill her or kill you or anything, but yeah, you saw the it severely damaged Viser's form. But then
Tuz is there with some healing.
Perfect. Yeah,
the next day he heals automatically when the day turns over. So
yeah, so the wish time isn't affected, but you guys are getting long rests through dream fuckery. So
alright, that hurt real bad. Felt weird. Who's next?
Well, I can keep healing you, but I look over at Mesnos and kind of give him the, what do you think?
It just gives you his little, whatever you want to know.
To keep the balance, I'll do it.
Alright.
Kind of just smiles and I guess I'll be after that.
Alright, let's do this thing. I step up to Zephyr and I do the same thing.
Perfect.
I assume with her blood.
I forgot to ask, what type of magic did you bind to your blood? Like, what school of magic?
Let's just do illusion magic. Cause fuck it. Makes sense for Vicehair.
You know, you're not wrong. And then, so same kind of ritual, but instead of your own blood,
Yep. Yeah.
uses Zephyr's blood. And then,
Yep. And I would bind hers to healing magic.
It'd be technically necromantic magic, because that's what.
Necromantic magic is healing magic?
That's giving her taking life
Yep.
force. It's the control.
Yay!
Necromantic is
And
considered
I
the
have
control of life
spells for
force.
both, so it makes sense. I'm
Alright.
in the middle of everything, so it's perfect.
Alright.
All right. I suppose I'm next. Mesnos.
Alright, here we go.
And what are you binding Mesnos to?
Fucking... I don't know a bunch of the magics.
We'll do
stuff.
How about conjuration? since you can summon
Conjuration.
That sounds good.
the- Perfect. Okay.
Conjuration.
Perfect. And then and then after after Zephyr does it, the background shifts to like a autumn fall day in a forest and everything. So
Right. Then I do the same for him, or I don't understand. Did we do?
yeah. No, sorry.
Okay.
Making a list.
So I'm
of
bound to
rules real quick.
necromancy.
Yep. Not that it'll matter too much.
And do I know the secret now?
Yep.
Or no? Okay.
Yeah, it does unlock the secret. So, the Morphe, the secret is safe. Once you are bound to the secret, you do know it again. And then, let's see. Anybody else doing it?
Hey, who's next?
Yeah, maybe
Oh.
later.
Alright. No blood scale. Zarek, how about you? Do you want to hold the secret of the universe?
I don't know if want is the right word, but
Is
I
that
feel
a-
like that is a responsibility that I should shoulder.
Alright. Let's do this.
What kind of magic would you like to be bound to, Zarek? There is evocation, abjuration, transmutation, divination, and enchantment left.
Not chronomancy.
Oh yeah, is that a thing?
Chronomancy will not be bound to anybody.
Yeah. That is a good question.
Like I made an argument about draconic magic, so
So,
Let's
divination,
do abjuration.
Abjuration, you got it. Always the protector.
My sword is a shield.
Perfect. All
Nice.
right. Ulu, are you gonna be taking on this?
Yep.
Alright, one more for the orcs.
And, do you know
Kind
what
of magic. What kind of magic would be good for this?
Evocation's the most violent magic, if you want to stick with that.
No.
All right, evocation. Okay. Perfect. So, again, each time the background changes, each time Viceair nearly collapses in just an insane amount of pain, and as his body starts to disintegrate off of him every time he casts this spell, but is healed back up and restored. Every time.
Alright. Uza, what you doing here, man?
Ooh, strong pass. I'm terrible with secrets.
That's just true. That's just true, that is.
as Uza says he's terrible with secrets, you just see every eye on Bloodscale's head blink.
Well, they know.
I'm terrible with secrets as well.
Alright.
as well right now.
Oh, right. I see it. Yeah. Well, you're right. Later, maybe for you. I guess there's no rush. Outside of this place. Well, all right then. We got everyone.
Do you think Tuzu would take?
There's no need for Tuza too. Tuza's as bad at keeping secrets as Uza is.
Yeah, Tuesday would be.
Tuzu's, he's different at this point, so I gotta check.
Oh no, I mean that would be a DM call, I think. Uza knows his own limits and is, while bad at storytelling, wants to tell everyone a story.
Let's find out. Nah, Tuzu doesn't think he can do it.
Let's be honest. Tuesday would tell Uza would tell Lee, and then it would become part of the sermon, and everybody fucking knows. 2 weeks tops.
Perfect.
Dumb question.
Yeah.
What is the giant fuck off triple-headed dragon and demon daddy doing during this time?
The giant dragon, every time the world shifts, they're just kind of like lost in amazement, all three heads looking just around a different direction. Demon Daddy is just standing perfectly still, hoping nobody notices that he's still there. And really, he's like, you can tell he's trying not to make any eye contact or even look in the way of Morpheus. You can tell this is one thing that, he's afraid of. Being a demon lord in the presence of a god, he's afraid that he'll be looked at and snuffed out at any second. So he's just pure, just rigidity, just...
Zephyr stands in front of him. Zephyr would notice and stand in front of him.
And he's
just kind of lean into him.
He looks down. He doesn't move his head, but he does look down and just kind of gives you the big eyes.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do want to thank all of you for your very hard work.
I have questions.
Yes.
Oh, damn it.
It's very simple. Is there anything you think we should know at this moment? And if we think of things to ask you later, can we, through some way, shape, or form?
Nothing I can think of for you as far as knowledge goes. If I do need to communicate with you, there will be inspirations in your dreams that will make you feel like we should talk. You can attempt to reach me. I'm often traveling, but I will try to keep a special monitor on your dreams.
If you contact us like you want to talk to us, how would we then contact you back? Because you kind of took our way of getting here.
Merely fall
Away.
asleep.
Okay,
All right.
I can handle that.
We actually need to just a small, I guess, retcon moment. We grabbed the stuff off Phobator's body, though, right? Like,
Yeah, I took that as written because they wouldn't be disintegrated by the spell because they're magical items.
oh, cool.
Yeah.
We don't need to go back for those. Just wanted to
No.
make sure that was covered.
No, I just assumed. Sorry, that's that was on me. I didn't say it out loud. I even had the thought of it, but I haven't said it out yet, loud yet. So,
Cool.
excellent. All right.
All right. Well, there's much work to be done, I guess.
Thank you for.
Good luck
protecting
in the
what I
future.
have.
What?
Thank you for protecting what I promised not to.
Yeah, no problem. You only live one place, right?
It is hard to watch.
Well,
See, like a
yeah.
deep sadness in the eyes for just a second. Well then, Takern, you said.
DM question.
Yeah.
Can I do an insight check? Is that like a look of loneliness?
You can definitely. Yeah, you can definitely try an insight check here.
Alright.
It is a deep loneliness. Like it's a loneliness and like he clearly misses the other Moraphe like deeply.
Well, if you ever want to just, I don't know if you can, I mean, you're a dream god. If you ever want to hang out, you know what we'll be, I guess. I don't know.
As soon
Is it
as you fall
intimidating to
asleep,
hang out
I'll
with a
wake up.
god? I only did it for like 54 seconds one time.
You know how many dragons I hang out with on a daily basis?
Yeah, but you're like the dragon god now. Right?
I don't think that's
No.
how that works.
I don't know how anything works.
I don't either! And I've had to deal with so many damn things in my head!
Once you leave this
You
place.
think, you think we'd be smarter at this point?
No.
Ryan,
I
please
don't
don't
have
you
brain
wanna-
space for things. Look,
It's
he's
just-
right. If you wanted to, like, just have somebody to talk to, I mean, we're going to be around. You already know that we're trustworthy, at least.
It is tempting. Allow me to think on it.
And if you're worried about the whole, because I think, well, I won't remember that there's Morphe, so I'll
You already
forget
don't
you.
Remember, there's more of it.
Oh, who are?
Once his physical presence is
know-
gone, it'll be gone because you're still in the.
Okay.
You're still in.
Okay, so I might. So oh god, I don't know how this works. Okay. Oh, so I'll forget who you are, but you can still just chill with us. Like we're
You
friendly.
remember there is a god of dreams, but you will not remember me. Maybe
We
we
can
can
probably always
hang
just take a
out, as
form
you
that we're,
say.
like, familiar with and show
Yeah.
up.
Honestly,
Actually,
we don't have to know you. You can just
You-
come. We're friendly. Promise. You just come hang out whenever.
Yeah.
The only way
Honestly,
that
the fact that you chose Aarakocra as your form to show everyone here is just real top notch. It's a good choice. Great pick.
No, she's a tiefling.
No, he's clear. Like he's got wings, yeah, but they're feathered.
No,
How hard did you get hit in the head?
I'm pretty sure they just look different on who you are.
I will only be
DM
able to
question.
visit. Go ahead.
Did I get information from the dragons that he looks different to each of the dragons at this point?
No, because they don't know there's a dissonance between you and them yet. Like it's one of those, nobody's kind of brought it up yet, so yeah, he kind of cuts off that
I
conversation.
mean, right now that it's brought up, do the dragons go, "Oh yeah"?
It's more of a "God damn it" moment for them. Like they should know better.
That's fine because that'll just make Bloodscale laugh.
But he's like, I will only be able to visit those of you who will forget me, because if I interact with you, if anything other than any desperate situation, then it'll be affecting that place. But if you were bound to forget me, then I may visit, since when you wake in that other place, you will take no part of me with you.
I can't hear.
Oh, so that's good.
Did you turn me up?
I have you turned all the way up. I can hear you when you're doing your regular talking. You're just not. You need to lean real close to the microphone for that. Is all.
Is anybody else having trouble?
no.
I mean, it's quiet, but I can hear it.
Basically, what he said was, if you're not, as long as you're not, if you're not bound to the knowledge and you'll forget him when you wake up, he can visit any time, because when you wake up, it won't affect the material world. The rest of you, it's going to be like super dire circumstances.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you can. So okay, good, perfect. So you can hang out with Tuza and me. We are
I'm right
two
here.
wild and crazy guys.
I'm right. I didn't do it either. I'm right here.
Oh, I
Rude.
forgot.
Me too.
3 wild and crazy guys.
Three wild and crazy. Wait, how many? What? 1, 2, 5, 17 wild and crazy dragons.
That much is true, actually.
See, we can have fun. Come on, we'll have a beer there, Erie. I'm sure we'll eventually grow hops.
Samiri Beery.
Oh yes, yes.
Yes.
That's the first batch, and nobody can ever change my mind.
That sounds like all of you need to get back then. All right. He thinks for a second. Says, farewell. And you guys, just underneath you, you see the a portal kind of open up, and it's above current, and you guys kind of just start sliding through, not falling, just kind of gently, as you guys kind of feather fall down 60 feet and land on the ground. You are in Kern. Kern is no longer a city under the mountain. A mountain has been completely destroyed. It is now open to the daylight above. A dawn rising. Beautiful purples, oranges, and yellows, with the deep blues and purples of the clouds kind of parting. Around you, there's mass destruction. There's pieces of crystal everywhere, and you see the crystals start to kind of are rolling and gathering together in piles without anybody going near them. Nobody's touching them at this point. And then you see Alcaeus, bloody, missing an eye at this point, and just... It's about time you guys showed up.
Lord of
Mass
mercy.
regeneration!
Is there a cat? Oh, it's a cat.
Look
Have
at
the Fae not been here yet?
Yes, it's a cat on the camera.
Oh, the Fae. Yeah, they're starting on that end, and they're gonna make their way here. Apparently, is what they said.
Make him away.
Honey.
Oh, hey, we got another dragon.
What the hell?
Introduce yourself to him.
Oh, hi, I'm Alcaeus. I was thinking you're talking to him. Oh, I'm Kania. Right, Kania, the platinum. Every
what
color.
we're going with.
All right, the platinum. Nice to meet you, Kania. You're fucking big. I assume it went well there.
Right, well, speaking of dragons, where's the Octarine running around?
Oh, and he goes. He lets out this piercing whistle, and you hear wings before you see. Only I think Uzu would have the passive perception for this. As it flies in, you see what should be where scales are shining in the kind of silhouette of a dragon. Only the shine, though. No actual color. Everything else being completely see-through.
Wow.
I don't know if the colors hasn't come back yet, but well, there he is.
Like, he's translucent, or
I mean,
like we can see his organs and stuff?
No, fully translucent.
Okay.
That's funny.
Oh, man. Shit's fucking weird. I don't even know where I've been the last 2 hours.
And
I know these guys know. Tell me.
this is Trera shit.
Your name?
Yeah, I thought so.
Did you come up with that, or did they?
No, they did. They're like, hi. Way too knowledgeable for your own good already, aren't you, boy? I don't know exactly if I'm boy or girl or anything in between, but I know that I am here. And I am Treyashet, and I am the Octarine, a color of no color, but will be color soon, I believe. Those of you who are magically inclined may see my colors return soon.
Oh,
I
hey.
do seem burdened with knowledge. Well, not burdened, blessed, granted. I have
Can be
this
both.
knowledge. Yeah, just so.
Does anybody else notice this dragon shape guy sounds a lot like an elf? Is that weirding anybody else out? Like,
It's
was he
fine.
hanging out with elves here? No, it's fine. There's a lot of things going on, and I'm missing a good chunk, and I don't know why.
There are a fair amount.
I'm missing a chunk too. It's okay.
You're used to it. That was mean. I'm sorry.
No, you're right though.
But that just means you should listen to him. He has experience.
Well, that's true.
It will all be okay.
Okay.
I do have some memories of dying in the Feywild, but they're not mine.
Ooh, I'm gonna
Could
put
be
my bow
affecting
away.
Thank you.
That could
Is there a certain part of my brain that's on fire at this news?
Yeah, actually, at this point, you guys watch as the obsidian mask pops off of Bloodscale's head.
Y'all right?
Whoa.
As
I
if
think she's angry.
That's not your fault, is it? I mean, come on.
Her mate.
oh,
We knew it could have been a 50-50 basically on whether it would have been Gilthic back or not. Oh, those previous memories you have are of the previous Octarine who was Gilthic, as you can see by this big ass bone on my arm. And
Gilthic, you're wearing my
bones.
old body. That is
yeah, there are
interesting.
bones on basically everybody in this little group here.
Yeah, sorry.
So I somehow helped save the world.
Yes?
Yeah.
Not bad for one day old.
No,
Not
but
bad.
I have a feeling that the one who was very close with your previous self is very unhappy.
Ah,
That is a shame. I feel a closeness to them that I guess is unwarranted, unearned, undesired.
we'll figure it out over time.
I
Maybe you
suppose
two
we
should
shall.
talk sometime. Not now, but sometime.
I do enjoy talking.
We got a few of those up in here. I don't know if you've seen my face, especially now that the mask is off. Wait, are these eyeballs actually on my head or were they on the mask?
They're on your head.
Ow. 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 I should stop poking.
Stop poking them.
But yeah,
I don't want to say interrupt anything here, but these piles of crystals are concerning me. Anybody out there starting to... And he kind of points to them, and you see the piles of crystals are starting to, like, rise up.
Oh yeah,
Put myself between them and Alcaeus, just in case, like push Alcaeus to the back.
you guys are gonna have some new friends. I forgot.
Huh? And then
what's happening?
all of a sudden, one of them, the crystals that are shaping, just like assemble into like a, would be like almost like a carved mask out of crystal, and then hair, and then and then it like steps forward as if a creature stepping through like a doorway or liquid, but then it like follows and becomes them as they step through it.
Oh. Hello.
All right.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Oh, that is something. Who are you?
We are the Shard Mind. We are the... We are hard to explain. Hold on.
I know what you are. Don't
And
worry.
you see around him other piles stepping forward. And as more step forward, then he just stay as this first one says, and then another one, and then they move in sync. As this entire just echoing throughout this place.
Oh my god.
We are the Shard Mind. We were the Zila Rakim. We have traces of the old. Ready to be new. Ready to leave this place. Ready to
have
see
full
the
consciousness.
world. What?
You're fully conscious.
I do not know the measuring stick,
That's
but I
fair.
suppose it could be.
Do any of you have memories
They all look
of being a?
all together.
Oh,
Of being.
yeah. Like, are any of you me?
They all kind of look at you, look you up and down. I don't believe so. We are
Okay.
many collected. Confusing. Hard to pin down. Many memories. Different things. A monk sat with us. Brought us forward from where we were, where we had stayed. Protecting the city. And as the front one's speaking, as it says a monk, you watch the hair fall off, and it takes just this kind of crystalline sculpted form of Shanoff. as it's thinking, and for a second as it's thinking of it, and then reshapes back into the previously crystalline shape. It's the only one to do so, and you see now the others, not in sync, start looking around, and you see a few in the back start to just walk away.
Don't be killing anybody.
Oh, hold on. And you see, they all start to, grab their heads at the same time, but not in sync, just in different poses and things like that. The connection is no longer. I am.
All right. Well, that's.
Hold on. So you're all thinking together, and now you're all thinking individually. Is that what just happened? Did I read this situation right?
I think so. I think that is true. I no longer feel
This
the
is what-
fractal sight of seeing. Sorry.
All right. Welcome to individuality. We all experience it. It can be a little scary, I'd imagine, but you will be okay.
One runs past you guys, just screaming.
I use my reaction to grab him.
Absolutely.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, hold on now. You'll be all right. You'll be all right now. Come on now. It's just sentience. It's all. It's just what we're all going through. Welcome to the worldly condition.
You feel like this all the time?
Every day, all day. You're gonna be okay.
I don't like it.
It's best. I'll just tell you this right now. It's best not to panic. The panic will not get you anywhere, and the longer you let it go, the longer it will go. So just try and tamp that down right now.
Awesome. How do I stop?
It gated the crap out of you, but I assume you just said something while still panicking, so don't panic, okay?
No,
Just
how do I
take
stop?
the panic
how do I
down a
stop
level.
panicking?
Stop by breathing. Breathe in real slow.
I do not breathe.
Alright, just listen to this,
Pretend.
and I strike up a soothing
Make
song.
the movements.
I strike up a really soothing
Slowly.
song about how it's welcome to Earth. This is how it is now,
Third
and you're
rock
gonna
from the
feel fine.
sun. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I'm not an asshole.
It's funny, as you're playing the song, you see, and the rest of you hear the crystalline form of this creature, hits a sympathetic tone, as if somebody's when the glassware would with Viser's music, and then it starts to ping off of him, and to others start to gather, and all of a sudden, the entirety of these, they're all standing around, just and this big old kind of crystal chorus around it.
There you
All
go.
right.
There
So
you
just-
go.
Now you have a song. You have something to anchor you when you get to this state. Remember the panic. You got to work through it.
And you see he starts rubbing his head like this, and it's...
All right. There we go. All right, so there's a lot to be done with this whole thing. We're gonna figure out where you are gonna live. You bunch of lunatics.
Well, you guys don't need to eat, breathe, or sleep, do you?
Who
You
knows?
see two are looking
Okay.
at each other, and while they look very similar, one kind of reaches up and just pulls his crystals off of his head and just goes completely bald, and then buffs up his shoulders, puts him in a different area. And they all start to they all start looking around and start changing things about themselves, just reshaping the small bits of crystals that make them up.
Get a
So
little
pro tip for all you guys, as a person who also at one point was welcomed to a whole new consciousness, state of being. Yeah, state of being. Talk to people. Yeah, listen to them. Get advice, and when in doubt, always help.
Good advice.
Always
Yeah.
help.
And even if Viser tells you not to panic, it's okay to panic a little bit every.
Oh no, I said just don't let the panic spiral. That's all I mean.
Oh,
Oh, thank God, I can
every
panic.
once in a while.
Just
Yeah.
the one.
Yeah, but I'm still not letting you run everywhere. Just
I
because it
don't
would
like
cause
being
more panic in everybody
constricted.
else.
Can I
No, you
just
can
sit
panic
there and
here.
Panic? Okay.
Yeah, and I let him go.
He just stands there and just like his whole form starts to vibrate, and you can just hear the crystals all clattering against each other as he panics quietly.
See, he's going to be a nervous Nelly, and he's going to be the voice of reason with the bald, buff guy over there. It'll work out. It'll be a balance.
Start shifting in front of him into a whole bunch of different like things, just to kind of like maybe occupy his time. So like dinosaur, little dinosaur, horse, not horse.
I believe you also have just alter self at will now, so you can actually do different humanoid.
So I'm doing some like goofy looking creatures just to kind of get him to focus on that instead of panicking.
You see, as you get to like a horse, two look at each other. They kind of like reach out, grab each other, and it's build into one thing as a horse-like structure. And then like you see it holds for a second, and then like vibrates apart as they're like almost like watching like two same polarized magnets just pop apart as they kind of fall back into little piles. Shake it off.
Dragon at this point.
Yeah, so I'm just changing shapes, trying to kind of cheer him up and distract him, and see what the others are doing with it.
Perfect. Yeah, some are wildly entertained. Others are just kind of like, it's weird because they seem to be like, as you're watching the reactions and as you try these different things, there are some that are clearly like already wise, already have something going on. There are those that have almost nothing going on. There's just this wide array of personalities and things that from the moment that they became desynchronized, it's almost as they're just all wildly different now from almost each of them having
turned Kern into a high school.
Yeah. So I turn back into my original form and then look amongst them. I'm like, do any of you feel like you could lead your people who are learning?
They all raise their hand.
Okay, so you guys all
except for the
share.
Nervous guy. He's just
okay. So right now we have to heal Kern. The people here are very injured and they need all the help we can get. Are you willing to help?
They all nod. They're different, not in sync, but all of them. Yeah, I believe so.
Then let's get to it, and then we'll convene
I do
later
feel-
to answer any questions you have.
One kind of like stands up. He's like, I do feel, I don't know how the rest of you feel about this, but I do feel that we are supposed to help. We are supposed to protect. And they all there's a murmur of agreement to that. We were something that was the job of it. So we inherited that job. Yes? And they all kind of yes in agreement. All right, let's go. And they all start walking towards the other part of the city. Which you... By the way, there's nobody made of flesh around here. You're okay, it's kind of the bag. Your Fae friends have pretty much hypnotized everybody into building this thing back as fast as possible. They were in a real hurry for some reason. I'm immune to that sort of thing, though.
That seems like them.
Yeah.
Figured it was something like that. Didn't even help me put my eye back. They said there was no time or spare magic. Bastards.
Alright, well, I got you.
I'm sorry. Did they? I have to go. I have to go do something.
Sure, by all means.
Pretty sure you can't. You signed a contract.
Oh, I don't give a fuck about that right now.
That's fair.
It's funny.
Family squabbles. What are you gonna do?
Family squabbles. We're about to go at it.
Did the boys get hypnotized by them too?
Oh yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
And the mother?
So they fucking hypnotized everyone.
Haven't seen her yet.
I'm pretty sure if she shows up, we're all gonna know about it, figuring there's now the giant hole in the dome.
Yeah.
And she'll probably be very angry. And then very happy. The boys are fine though, right?
Oh yeah. No.
Nobody's being worked to death, right? Like,
No.
like everything's OSHA approved and hard
Maybe tired,
hats.
probably.
I mean, from what I can tell, it's just most people would have agreed anyway. But
No, it's fine. I'll be back. I'm off. I'm beelining it for here, Sam.
perfect.
Fucking fly up and fucking Superman.
As you fly
Remember,
up,
that
you
hurts.
see-
And
I don't
Chooser
know.
goes with him to heal him.
Perfect. As you fly up and you guys watch just bits of himself disintegrate off and then get regrown by Tuzo, just go, Jesus, man. Like, you see the progress of the city is already like it's approaching your current destination, and it is rapid. As you fly up, you see Sam, who is in the act of recreating stuff himself. You see he has on his back he has the little one of the little gnome girls that you originally, and she's telling him where things were. Clearly, like, that's okay. And he's actively creating, using the creation spell to help recreate Kern. And around him, you see there's a bunch of spellcasters doing the same, and a lot of people just picking things up. And then they've got these floating, like, it's basically they have like portals that they've opened up to the elemental plane of fire. So people are just grabbing rubble and tossing it in there, or anything that's not being pulled back into being used as material for the other structures and stuff. So it's just kind of moving, marching your way.
Hey,
Okay.
what in
Hey!
the hell is this?
Almost halfway done, as fast
No,
as possible.
no, I said for you to do it as fast as possible, not to Shanghai a bunch of people who've been through a battle into doing it. Now knock it off with this. Come on now, be reasonable.
I'm doing it as fast as I can do it. I
Here's
can do
some-
it as fast
look,
as I can
look.
by hypnotizing a few people. It's
I-
no big
I
deal.
want
I'm not
to
hurting
have-
anyone.
I want to have a good relationship here moving forward. I want us to be able
That's
to
why I didn't tell anybody you sent me.
Oh boy, look, I just need you not to be messing with these people. They've been through so much, and I didn't say you could contract it out to anyone, did I? I said as fast as you can. You
This
and your
is
people.
me using my
Right,
power.
I didn't.
Yes.
Yeah, you use your power, not use your power to make them use their power. These people deserve like a month off. They've been beaten to death over the past weeks. They've been holding it here for
healed-
years.
I healed them.
I don't care.
Perfectly
Like,
fresh. You want to move? They're coming through. Just
yeah, well, they don't deserve to be shanghaied into doing this when they've just held the city and from this
I'm
ultimate disaster. You
merely-
realize?
trying to uphold my end of the contract.
No, you're trying to not have to do all the work here, and you're pawning it off on these poor people. Now, I
No.
said as fast as you can do it, not as fast as you can hypnotize other people into doing it. This is a very reasonable reading of the rules.
It is not. I can fulfill your contract for me to do it as fast as possible.
For
I'm
you,
doing it as fast
for
as-
you to do it, not for them to do it. For you, read the contract. It says you.
I wrote the contract. It
And I had it
says
looked
as fast
at.
as I am capable, and I'm capable of hypnotizing people to doing it faster. This is not something that is up for debate. This is the contract, and it is fulfilling itself
All right, well,
now.
you cost yourself dearly, my friend, and I'm very sorry that you can't see that there is a better way of doing things than your twisted way of it. I'm sorry.
you would have been specific.
no, look, I've made my position perfectly clear,
Then
and if you
move.
can't,
And he just walks past you.
here, Sam.
You
Truly,
are clearly wanting to
you-
fight, and I did not come to
I
fight
don't
you.
want to
I'm
fight
doing
here,
what
Sam.
you
I just want to
requested.
point out that the Fey Realm is eternally doomed if you people don't work on this crap. And I'm tired of hearing about it. I want to be able to trust these people who are supposed to be my people. I'm supposed to be proud of my heritage. I'm proud of the Fey Realm. Yeah, there's this consistent need to abuse others and to only, crush onto your will and make sure that things go specifically only your way when working together would be so much better. And there's so many better ways to do these things. So there's this insistence from the Fey to always get theirs, to always get the maximum for themselves. And that ultimately will doom your realm forever. That makes me sick. And now that I have thousands of years of the memories of you people bickering and your pathetic things, I don't know if I could have anything to do with you.
Fine, then move.
Gum. And I fly off.
And he proceeds forward.
Does
Yeah, you're not gonna.
I make sure that people are actually okay.
No, yeah,
He still
no,
fucked up the contract. I stand by that.
He didn't. I guarantee.
He did.
He, you don't.
he fucked up the intent that Vicer wanted, not what actually he
I
did.
said for him to do it.
Yeah.
That's reasonable.
Hey,
Does
subcontract.
Does her Sam fly by us doing this shit?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he's just moving forward with everything, preparing the city very fast. They've been working for about half an hour and about halfway done.
Is he wearing the thing I gave him?
Nope.
Alright, so I'm just gonna kind of look over everybody as this is going on and look at the crystal people like, were you guys going to stay here with them?
No, I don't think we... I don't know about the rest of them, but I feel the need to explore, move, go, other places. I guess we were here for a very long time. And that time of being here is over.
Oh. Just remember this group here, the Dawnforged Company, and do your best to do like we do and always help others.
So far, I've not forgotten anything, and hopefully that continues to be true. Got a sharp mind. About half an hour later, the city's completed. The entire thing has been rebuilt magically and physically put together, and then the spell releases. The entirety of Kern is now just standing around, kind of looking like, holy shit!
I asked Hirsum about the dead.
Hirsum's gone the instant it's done. He doesn't speak to anybody. He just steps back into his place.
Well, I mean, before they're done, like while this is going on, as they're cleaning, I ask one of them like what they're doing with the bodies.
Oh, left them where they were. Coffins are built around them.
Okay, so I could potentially do another resuscitation day.
He just keeps walking.
Okay.
Hey, I know Vice Hair's like heated. Sorry about that. It's okay, you don't gotta respond. You're fine.
Are you talking? Who are you talking to?
When Zephyr was talking to here, Sam Vice Hair,
Okay.
Bloodscale just says that as he goes by.
He just looks and keeps going.
Okay, so now they're all done and the crystal people are still looking around. It's like, well...
Yeah, the crystal people start just doing the same thing. They start picking stuff up and throwing it into portals and just kind of walking alongside of them. They're like, kind of just looking at people like, am I... They just, like, they go to start to introduce themselves, but everybody is just kind of moving single-mindedly, so they just shrug and start doing the same thing.
They're not normally like this. They're hypnotized.
They're also very tired, probably.
No, they're not. They've all had full restoration before we started. Don't worry.
Oh, okay, thank you!
Bill Scum!
And you're an insolent, insulting asshole.
Must run in the family.
You know it does.
See Bloodscale just sigh and wander off.
I look at his nose. Like, so Kern is fixed.
I think I fucked up, apparently.
What?
I didn't realize the contract should have been more specific.
It happens. We're...
No, don't worry
we're
about
not
it, Nesno.
human.
This is not on you at all.
Do the dragons come with Bloodscale?
Yeah, they're still in your head.
No, the two that aren't in my head.
Oh yeah. After everything's complete, and yeah,
During this, when I said Bloodscale wanders off, because Bloodscale is actually wandering off.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. After everything's done, yeah, the dragon, they return back to their human-like forms and kind of run after you. There's a murmur of like amazement that once everything's done, everybody's just looking around like, holy fuck, it's fucking done. It's like, fucking did it. You see Gim's like, oh! God, I gotta remember to... It's always the charming and enchantment magic I forget. Every time. Yeah, and then the two dragon kind of run up to you, Bloodscale. We did it! We did it! We didn't die! We attacked! We were dragging him! I bit him in the face and he bit him in the face! And then he blew
Hi,
the
kids!
and...
Hi. No, when I said do the dragons follow me, I was talking about like the platinum and the octarine.
Oh yeah, they're just kind
that's
of...
fine too. Hi,
floating
kids!
behind.
How's it going? Look at these guys.
What color is that? Awesome.
It'll come back. It was gone for a while. It'll come back. You'll see it eventually.
Can I grow some heads when I get bigger?
Maybe not. Hold on. I don't wanna fuck this up. But I'm probably gonna fuck this up. Pronouns. We gotta figure out pronouns.
Huh?
Can you hear?
Yes.
So, okay, how am I gonna explain this concept?
A wonderful question. I'm Kenya. That is what you
Both
need to know.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, Kenya!
There are they, them. We're just going with they, them.
What? Okay.
Both of the dragon kids. Both of the dragon kids are boys, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you know how you guys are boys,
Yeah.
Like- and then there's girls,
yeah.
like your mom.
Yeah.
Now imagine that wasn't things.
Well, I mean, they got
And that's what
3
they done.
heads, so all of them, right? Okay.
Yeah, that works.
Oh, you can't
yeah.
talk to all of them? Okay.
No, you're good. In fact, you got it better than I could explain it, and I'm proud of you.
But we were fighting the dragon, and the Terrastic, and I flew in, and I tried to bite its eye, and it gouged me, and then Arceus jumped in front of me, and he blocked with his sword, and then he blood everywhere, and then I caught him, and I landed him, and he said, give me a second, and he was all, like, told me to run away, but I didn't run away, I ran, and I flew back, and they, like, go on, they just start telling this story of this battle, where it clearly, like, they make it sound really cool, but it's very clear that Arceus was doing a shitload to stop them from getting hurt for most of the entire fight.
Yeah.
Well,
As is expected, and LKS will be rewarded with monetary rewards later. Wait, come with me. We gotta try to find somebody.
okay.
Not good circumstance, unfortunately, but we gotta go try to find somebody.
Okay. Who are you looking for?
Looking for Rash's corpse.
Okay. They're
Well, letting the
But
boys obviously talk and chatter and
perfect.
whatnot.
There have been so the all bodies have been put kind of around that main clock tower sort of thing, and they're all just a bunch of boxes. No lids have been shut or closed, but they're all kind of like up to about here with the people inside.
I just look around at the gathering crowd, I'm assuming.
No, there's a lot of people who are kind of trying to stay away from it for now. A lot of people are just kind of wandering the repaired streets in amazement because nobody's.
Well,
figured
Zephyr,
out...
did you follow Bloodscale? Because again, Bloodscale wandered off.
Yeah, she probably would have followed you. Because you were upset, and she doesn't know what to do next, and you have the dragons, and you're not done.
I don't know what I'm doing with that right now. I'm just trying to.
Then she wouldn't have gone with you.
Yeah, no, Bloodscale's keeping a promise, kind of.
Okay, yeah. You find Rash's made coffin.
Do I remember where his family was buried?
Yes.
Pretty sure he told me.
Yeah, they were. He had to bury them outside of the city because of what happened at the time. So, kind of out where the celebration house was created for you guys. It's just kind of like a couple 100 yards out from there.
All right. Well, for now, I will take him and put him in the fortress.
Okay. Easy enough. Goblins aren't that heavy.
I'm strong as fuck, boy. It don't matter.
It's true. All right, perfect. Yeah, you set them up in the fortress for now. All Anybody immediately after back things they want to do, or should we jump into kind of postscript from here?
Uz is going to be trying to find his brother in the Azure Guard.
Perfect. So, as you find them, your brother is still... Yeah, your brother was part of the hypnotized horde, along with most of the Azure Guard. There are about 3 or 4 missing, but your brother is not of the missing. You're back. That's... I don't... Did I just... I think I
still alive?
Apparently.
Oh, well, that's disappointing to my backstory. That's fine. No, you're fine. You're fine. It's good. No, it's good. I'm so glad to see you.
You sound like it. Yeah. No, real happy. What the hell? I think I just helped build the city again somehow.
Yeah. So Visair made a contract with the with a guy in the Feywild. Totally not his relative. Totally not his relative.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I specifically remember it not being his relative. Anyway, he made a contract that he was very upset about. I'm surprised you didn't hear him yelling from over here.
I did. I just didn't know what it was about. Yeah. Contracts, man. So, well, you could just put Rebuilder of Kern onto my resume, I guess.
Hey, you know what? Hey, look at that. You're up to 2 or 3 names now. You're catching up.
Yeah. How many you're up to?
Me? 12?
God damn. Okay. It's fine. It's fine.
7. 7. 8? 9 maybe? I forget. I've been forgetting a lot. There's like a 2-hour block of just black. I'm not really sure what happened. I know Zephyr knows.
Well, I guess I'll just have to start working on that. Like,
yeah. Catch up.
I'm glad you're alive.
That's pretty much it for Uza. I mean, he just wanted to make sure his brother was alive if we want to.
Yeah, your brother's alive. 4 fell from the Escher Guard. There were some injured, but a lot of injuries and stuff were taken care of by the Fae when they came in to get shit done.
The Azure, though, the 4 that fell, did they go out in a blaze of glory against the Tarask? I'm hoping.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Perfect. So you guys kind of help get everybody resituated. You do some, helping gather and you do some ceremonies of resurrection and things like that for those that are willing to come back. If you do try it on Rash, it doesn't work. He is very clearly happier.
I wouldn't have tried it on Rash.
Perfect. He is gone to that other side.
Before the resurrections even started to happen, Blood's gonna be like, we're not touching this one. He's gonna be with his family.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, and then you go through, bring quite a few back. All of the Azure Guard do want to come back because they feel like their service is not yet done because they feel like they just started. There's most people are coming back, but there are some of that don't. They're
Yeah.
But you do what you
Choose is going to be helping
I'll
as well.
ask my dad to stay and travel with me and Mesnos for a while.
Your father, not knowing anything else to do for now, he agrees. Perfectly happy to travel. And the city of Kern now, open to the world, and those within it, trying to reestablish with the outside world. You guys can start from here. Who'd like to go first? And don't worry, going first does not mean if there's something somebody has that would affect yours, you can't go back and say, oh yeah, I would have done that thing, or inserted there, or if they would have taken me there, so. Yeah. Anybody want to go first? Any takers? Should I just roll a dice?
Roll for
I'm
it.
confused about a thing.
Sure.
With the immortality, you told me the reason that the whole knowledge became real again was because Phobator had tied it to his life force, and then he died, right?
No. So the knowledge and everything, the spell only pulls it out of the minds and everything like that. Physical evidence of it still exists. That's why once you found out about the Morphe and things like that, then it can be rediscovered.
Right, but the spell itself was tied to his life force, not the magic.
Yes.
So why did we bind it to magic?
No, you bound. It's two different spells. There's one spell to bind the magic to your blood, and then another to blind your life force to a school of magic.
Okay, cool. That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure that was clear.
Perfect. Yeah, sorry, I should have been more clear. It was high-fluting fantasy shit.
Totally.
Perfect. All right. We're going to roll a dice. I have you guys in a grid, so we're just going to go by that.
It's fine. I'll go first. I think mine will affect the most other people.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You want to go first?
Because it has to do with, like, the other stuff.
Killer. All right. Vice-Air.
So I'm going to create... Vice-Air decides that that Phobator accidentally created a need in the universe for people to guard the secrets of the name of their realm to keep them safe from the Morphe. And like that's what fate has really done for him. Like created, like it's why he was given powers in the first place, and he was fated to basically do these things. So on that track, he decides that it's time to make sure that there is like a major force for good, and he goes back to the school being in a relatively neutral area on the map. They're going to build the school into basically an adventuring academy where they can earn like the symbol of the Dawnforged through trials and tribulations, and showing that they're like people of like worthy of the task, where they're not a mercenary but like a force for good. He also will use this knowledge of the things that he learned from Phobator to give people like missions and tasks and things, because he's only one person, and he can't do it all himself. The school itself will be built by like the different nations involved in this conflict, doing different like wings of the school and different aesthetics. Like the dwarves do the base, and like they do different finish work and stuff. He does not let the Fae get involved with it at all.
Okay. And
actively puts in a decent amount of time stopping the Fae from being able to do anything he can. And keeps track of all of the Fae activity he can. And really sticks it to here, Sam. Just trying to make it clear that like the way he does things is wrong, and until he tries to budge at all, like he has a very strong opponent to fight his influence on the world and stop him from destroying any more lives for his little petty garbage.
Okay, at this point you're just attacking me, so let's move on from that, okay?
I'm not attacking you.
Go.
No.
God damn.
No, that was the whole thing. That was what happened. That was when Vice-Air realized that that it had to be done, because the Fae constantly will destroy people's lives, and he doesn't want that to happen anymore. So that becomes something he has to put time set aside for. I'm not attacking you. That is what would happen. Because Vice-Air wanted it to work out, and it just... If you don't trust people and they have that much power, you can't just let them run free or run wild.
A good
thing
for dealing with Fae. Alcaeus, at one point, will ask you... he'll come up and just ask you for immortality, because... at one point I was the greatest hero who ever lived, and then every single one of you passed me, so I have in need of more time to retake that title.
Absolutely. Any chance you want to help pass on the knowledge you'll be gaining over the years at the academy? Maybe take up a position there as a
I'll need to
of some kind?
I kind of have to do that, because when the really big important things come around, I'll need to, have access to them, so kind of stuck with me for a little bit.
Happy to have you on board. Welcome back.
Excellent.
I don't know.
Once you explain everything to him, he's going to choose transmutation magic.
Cool. Eventually, over the years, I do want to build out the school to be sort of its own little independent city, to help with international affairs and stuff. It can be like a meeting ground for nations and things to help resolve disputes and diplomatic things.
So that reminds me. Do you want to build the school where it was? Do you want to keep it in Kern? Do you want to find
Where
a
it
new
was.
location? Where it was.
Where
Okay,
it was like a big like neutral area
Excellent.
on the map, and want to make it like a symbol for diplomacy and for
Absolutely.
the Dawnforged being this like trusted outside force. Yeah.
And then you're able to actually use some of like the pre-existing caves and stuff like that we used in your like early adventures, and you're able to build out like entire like practice dungeons that the upperclassmen we talked about this can like kind of be in charge of teaching people how to do that, and the entire kind of little valley that it's in with the lake and everything. You're able to put in tests of skill for literally anything that you can think of when it comes to adventuring, and it expands.
I do want to.
outwards. Yeah.
I do want to use the artificer knowledge that I've gained and illusion magic to create a danger room too. So
Absolutely.
Na-na-na-na-na-na.
each of the wings of the school are themed and dedicated to members of the original Dawnforged company as well. And then pretty much like Visair becomes a folk hero. He rolls into town wearing the most fashionable clothes. Things are lucky for a bit, and he does something that matters a lot in the grand scheme of things. And sometimes it's really obvious, other times it's completely confusing. But people like when he shows up because good things tend to happen.
So after about a year, you do get a visit of an elf, and he introduces my name's Hokran Wolfborn. You apparently did some adventuring with my dad. Anyway, he said that we owed this to the Adventuring Academy, and I was sent here to give this to you. Hold on. He goes back, and then he pulls out. He goes to a cart and he pulls out a very small. It's a tree, but the tree itself is like white bark and gold leaves. It's the first sapling from our new tree of, we don't know what we're calling it yet, but we've been calling it, the Tree of Life. It kind of helped us weather the storm of the past few, the year or so, or 2 years, I don't know. It's been a while. But Dad wanted the Academy to have this to be planted so that way, if it ever happened again, at least this place would be protected too, so... damn.
Kingly gift?
Guys
Absolutely.
have everything here.
Well, I'll tell you what, this tree, we're definitely going to plant that here. And if you ever want to training on anything, you're welcome to come down anytime.
Free training.
Bring the dog.
Learn anything you want.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I have been practicing, and he reaches back and he pulls out a glaive and so I think I'm gonna go find some of your not best students, but some good ones. Let's see what they know.
Yeah, there's teachers too. They can teach you things as well.
I don't want to go that far. I mean, maybe no. You know what? Maybe I will kick in the. Maybe
Just look around. You'll find some things. It's a whole thing. You'll like it. Just take your time.
Okay. Oh, and Dad had a message for you specifically. I assume you're Visair. He said the really pretty one. What was it? Oh yeah. Always be wary of free drinks from women. Apparently.
No. It's be wary if they buy you the first drink. No,
That's what
don't
it
say
was,
no.
yeah.
Don't necessarily, just keep your eyes open. That's all.
No, he said it's always a trap. That was what he wanted you to know specifically. That was it's always a trap.
All right. Well,
I don't know what it means.
it's all right. He's never been this pretty. He'll understand someday.
You can kick your ass though. Kind of walks away. So just wandering around to explore.
Cool.
Perfect. All right. Anybody want to be next, or should I go with the roll that I did? Roll it is. Zach, you're up.
How fun.
I know. Right?
All right. So I think Zarek's a bit, I don't want to say overwhelmed, but he basically, it's this tension and this purpose and drive that he's been holding that was kind of suddenly just resolved, and now he doesn't know what to do. with himself. So he essentially is just going to wander the worlds looking for places he can help rebuild and fix and make better. The kind of creation stuff that Phobator enticed him with, but the right way around, so that it benefits the people instead of granting control.
Excellent. And then there is one of the dragons is obsessed with the kind of creation magic that you're kind of dipping into. I believe it is not bronze, not copper. The other one,
It is the brass.
The brass Saraj. And so when we get to that section with dragons, there'll be some interaction. Just a heads up.
Okay.
Perfect. And there's always something in needing of being built. And does Zarek study more closer to the creation magic itself, or study the things that he's going to create, like architecture and things like that, or both? I guess.
I suppose a balance. I think he kind of defers to the people to tell him what they need.
Okay.
And provides it.
Okay.
Whether that's temporary structure or supplies or whatever, including like you said, because I guess it's Zarek's not going to go around putting Githzerai architecture everywhere he goes, because he's like, that's what I know. But at the same time, like, he wants to make sure that his knowledge or his abilities increase with creation and then fit the needs of the people he's serving.
Okay, so wandering magic architect, more involved with creation than disintegration, as you said before. All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Does he teach or pass on his blade song at all?
I imagine that he might encounter people from time to time, place to place, that have an aptitude, and that he would pass along some knowledge, the songs of his people,
Perfect.
the ways of the singing.
Excellent. Okay.
And the search for a new wielder of the Staff of the Magi. Zarek never uses it again.
Is there anything Zarek's looking for in the new wielder?
That's a great question. I like to think it's essentially somebody with whom the magic of the staff resonates.
Okay.
Positively.
So at one point, when you're traveling between towns and things like that, you'll see what you recognize as a frozen bubble of time. Do you go in it?
Yeah, why not? That's
Okay. On the other side, you
stuff.
see Garmorn, the gold-skinned god, son of a god, not godson. And you see around him you recognize the people that you guys had to fight to get the spell to stop time, the time stop spell. And Garmorn's just, go to favor to ask you if you're not too opposed to it. I see you still have that staff in the future, far in the future. I know you'll be there, but you don't seem interested. You see if any of these fit. Or you can keep it either way. Just asking. And you notice Garmorn is a lot older at this point. And you
I
are
may have missed something you said.
Okay, yeah, he basically
Or
asked.
something Scaramorn said.
Garmorn asked if you wanted any of those future heroes would if you'd be okay with one of them taking it.
Oh, yeah. Yes, the
So
the staff has served its purpose for my quest, and now I believe must be passed to someone else.
That is excellent, and I will show you that their deeds will be mighty, and I will make sure that when they are done, they do the same. Thank you. Durden? You see one of the kind of step up, and again, there are these strange-looking, not quite like, not pale. They're just very complex-looking elves, and then he hands him the staff, and you see the staff kind of like almost vibrate for a second, and you feel it unattune as you release your attunement on it, and you see he just kind of holds it in awe for a second. Anything else you'd like to add to the story?
I don't think so.
That'll be Bloodscale. You're up.
All right. I got a whole bunch of shit.
Did we give Zarek the Vorpal blade?
Oh yeah, I
Did
assumed
Zarek want
so.
it?
Zarek,
That's what I was. The question.
No. Zarek's sword is an heirloom,
Cool.
and his desire not to really indulge in combat anymore
Nice.
means he doesn't want to replace it.
I like it.
Perfect.
Cool.
The vault it will go. So after just like bumming around in Kern for a while, making sure shit's okay there, making sure, everybody gets their stuff done, that Rash is buried. Let's go. We'll wait around a bit to see if the kid's mom turns up to talk her down.
Perfect. I believe Vicer would give you the knowledge that she died somewhere over the wastes of the in the desert, and then with a resurrection spell, you guys would be able to bring her back, and then she would be returned that way.
Yeah, I think I'd grab Tuza and we'd make our way over there.
Perfect.
And Ulu would probably be heading that way anyways, so yay, traveling.
Yes.
Then see if Vicer knows somewhere where I can fucking deposit a bunch of dragons if I ever get them bodies again.
Let's see if Vicer's massive.
Maybe that's something we could work with Zarek and his Dream Builder people on.
There's basically be two options at that point. Yeah, you go to using like a spawning stone, like you did to create the ships that you sailed on before, which is exactly Astral Sea, or Gimzek, and with Vicer's new knowledge of, you would be able to create mechanical bodies. That would be another option.
We would probably try to get them physical bodies.
Okay. So the same way that you guys created things before, only with the more intimate knowledge, you would probably want to track down Zarek and bring him for this, because he's the one. Between him and Vicer, you guys could control enough of it to, not have too many mishaps in its creation, the creation of these bodies. But yeah, you guys, all of you together. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was talking more about like a physical location, like where dragons could set up domains and shit and not interrupt with,
Oh
people.
yeah, no. You guys would know that the Empire took up the foothills far to the west, known worshippers of Bane, but that entirety, like as you guys kind of, once you kind of visit the school and build it up, like when you go head west, there is. That entire empire has been crushed and is no longer there. There's this kind of big, it's hilly. There's a fairly large mountain on it. It's fairly open over there.
All right, cool. The dragon things, bringing the dragons back would have been discussed pretty early, so Zarek might not have left yet anyways.
Perfect. Zarek, would you help? Perfect. Yeah, easy enough.
And if there's any other weird dragon entities hanging about, try to work with them too.
Perfect. Yeah, the area before was known as the Leaden Hills. Just found it. Perfect. Sorry, what was the last thing?
If there were any more dragon entities that I could figure out where they were and whatnot, I would try to.
No other known dragon entities. You have them. You caught them all.
Okay. It goes slightly against stuff I was provided.
Wait, what? Oh, I forgot the crystals hadn't been invited. I'm so sorry, I forgot that part. Yeah, no, there are still a lot of... So other than the shard mine, there are several large crystals that remain of all of the different colors. There's the... Pulling up my notes. There's the crystal,
ruby,
the
obsidian,
amethyst,
topaz, sapphire, amethyst.
Amethyst, exactly. Those specific gems are there, and anytime anybody gets near them, they see, like, because they are fairly large, the same way you saw the shine, like where the shine would be a memory, or the side of it would play out, you see dragons inside.
Well, as I still be a prison boy, before we go get bodies, I will see what I can do about injecting those into my brain.
These ones are fairly easy because they're already in a conductor, being the crystal being the conductor. So really, you just kind of have to put your hand up against them, and it hurts for a second, but then, oh god, not another. All right.
Great. Once we scope out the area, like the physical area that they would go, is when I would then work on. I would then get the band together to make them bodies.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah.
When Vutha is made, however, I give her back her mask and just a nod.
Vutha has remained in the mask the entire time. So when she's recreated, she just takes the mask and just a sorrowful look and then gone.
Just a quick, take care of yourself. Bummer. All right, and go establish Dragonland.
Perfect.
Carve out equal domains. Set up the giant node of rules that and request options that that we laid out.
Perfect. Yeah. No.
If you want me to go over all that, I will. It's a lot.
Yeah, the council's set up. The heads of each are created. They are a few of the dragons that might be relevant to the people that want to go wandering, but yep, for the most part, the red and hobgoblins do agree to go that way rather than becoming part of the mount. Yeah, pretty much everything we've talked about.
We'll try to work with Visair to get some sort of dragon Skype built.
So between Visair, Gimzek, and the remaining crystals that were housing the crystal dragons before you were able to pull them out and reconstitute them into their dragon bodies, you are able to kind of break those up, and what basically happens is they're kind of shaped into this new huge crystal chamber that the aspects they, as long as they're carrying around crystal, a lot of them have embedded it in themselves at some point, but their blood can be used to channel them into those specific crystals the same way they'd be channeled into your head. And so there can basically this giant crystal meeting room that dragons can appear into and talk to each other, or anybody who's in that room physically.
Cool. And the last pertinent thing about the dragons for everybody would be they all wanted to appoint a dragon god, and it was the platinum that ended up the appointment.
Yep. Kainir is so. At this point, they all want they all agree that it's in their best interest to consolidate enough power to raise one of them to the level of God. Basically they they need either to use your axe or break off a piece of it and reshape it. Which would you prefer?
I'm sure I can find something else that kicks ass, and I'm not really going to be using the axe to vacuum anything up anymore, so...
Okay. So with it being made of, the bones of the Octarine and Dreamsteel, they are able to reshape it and kind of turn it into this... it's a pedestal that kind of flowers out with needle points for each of them to go up to, and then the one being ascended stands in the center, spikes into their, kind of stepping on these needles that go into their feet, and then all of them kind of push their fingers against it, and you see all of it kind of channel into the platinum as it platinum as it overwhelms them, and you see every color shine across their shells as their scales as they ascend into true godhood, reawakening. All three eyes, maintaining this now kind of otherworldly feel as once they ascend, they tell you they have a limited time before they're called to the celestial realm. From there, they can watch over and act more as a god. Anything else?
You're muted.
Oh, okay. I forgot. I was like, sure.
No, I didn't answer until she just said that.
Yeah.
Well, if you need anyone around here, you know how to get a hold of me.
We certainly do.
And Bloodscale will pop the entrance fortress on the side of somewhere in the Silver's domain, just because that's where he feels natural. Hopefully with the help of the kobolds, which are all invited to live in the Dragon Mount.
There are massive amounts of kobolds come to Dragonmount, and they kind of also start acting like the main proprietor. Like they become messengers, they become guards, they become kind of this small civilization. Much more, since there's a lot more of them than there are Dragonborn. They kind of become like these workers for the dragons and are super happy to just be there because they don't have to worry about getting picked off by bigger things. They've got backup finally.
Aww.
Yeah, a lot of them are drawn to Rock, who's still nuts, still shattered, still having a bad time, but he no longer in the scared of everything way, just in the says fun rhymes and riddles, and thinks that everything is kind of fun, and that draws in a ton of kobold. They love that, and
And then not only the Froskin clan, but any other Dragonborn clans are also welcome to settle down in the area, as well as anyone who wants to make a settlement, as long as they follow very simple and easy rules.
Perfect. And, a lot of Dragonborn almost find themselves drawn to this place once the Spectrum have kind of taken up their place there. It's interesting. The, different ones want to open, several portals to different planes and things like that. And it draws in a ton of people. Even some Aarakocra, rest with that on the Blue's land after the Blue opens up a portal to the elemental plane of air and kind of uses that as not only communication and things like that, but is trying to very obviously get some points with Akadi and stuff like that. All right. Anything else?
Depending on what Platinum does, he may or may not have to take Visera up on the immortality offer. You don't know. All to be determined.
The Platinum is in need of an avatar on this plane of existence if you do accept.
Well, yeah, that's what he meant by if you needed somebody, you know where to call him.
Oh yeah, no, he. Sorry, I didn't get that in a second. Yeah, he definitely needs an kind of avatar to have kind of a much more instant connection, because the other dragons, while they helped make him, they're not necessarily, they're not capable vessels of that sort of thing.
All right, well, that'll be Bloodscale then.
Yeah, you were ascended to an avatar of the new Platinum Kaneir, and Kaneir the 3 as one, and you grow 2 more heads. No, I'm just fucking with you.
Like that would be new.
I know, right? Yeah, well, it's not 7 this time, so.
As soon as that happens, Bloodscale will hunt Ooze's ass down and go, "Hi! You can't get rid of me, you son of a bitch!"
What? I didn't try. I didn't. How did you find me here?
I'm not. Well, have you not heard Ulhar?
That's fair. Is he still keeping track of me? That's weird. Tell him I won't call him Dad.
I mean, you're gonna have to tell him that. That's not my job.
Isn't it? Though?
He said to call him Daddy.
Oh.
It's so much worse!
Lysair, what the fuck? Is this a fucking Dawnforged reunion? I didn't even know. I didn't get the letter.
Well, that's why we're here, to give you the letter.
Oh.
And at some point, obviously, there was the promise to go break up that slave ring. There was that promise to help Zephyr with whatever.
That's a good segue. Zephyr, why don't we get a little bit of what happened to you?
All right.
Obviously, Lysair real quick, would be helping out while the school's being built, so any side missions and things I'll be available for.
Yes. Dawnforged Celebration Week. So, because of all the resurrecting and healing and fixing of everything that had been done, she sets up a week a year where her, Mesnos, and Hurin, who comes to the plane to help her, tour during 1 week every year to heal the injured, aid the sick, and promote positive growth of trees, herbs, and crops for the main cities the Dawnforged helped, and whatever else they have time for. So, they make stops in all the big cities, and this becomes such a big event that people from all over come to witness this, and cities prepare for Zephyr's coming with ingredients she needs to help others. Other people who want to help also pitch in. So, if, any of the original Dawnforged want to travel with her, they can. And everybody comes to see these events. They come to get fixed and to help their, towns and everything. And they do everything it is in their ability to do.
So, on the very first one, when you arrive in Kern, a messenger hands you a note that says, "Come and visit me, Helmata."
I stop in and I take a look around.
As you get there, it is very obviously closed and has been closed for a while. The wild growth inside has started to come out of the sides of the doors, and you can hear there's a lot more moving around inside. As you open the door, you see Hamada's chair is kind of overgrown, and there's almost like this wood that's overtaken, and you can see just the barest feint of where her face used to be as Hamada has grown into her hut, and there's just a note there that says, "Use whatever you need. The art of potions should not stop with me, and you just learn this so fast. You're always impressive. And I know you're going to make some amazingly terrible things and some terribly amazing things. Almada."
That segues almost perfectly into my next paragraph. Zephyr begins to perfect her potions to make them more deadly, and has become fond of using Mauling Madness and Dead Man's Revenge to finish off enemies, and uses them on her Moonblade, which she now wields. Her mother's Moonblade, which is OP as
Yeah, rune blades are fucked up.
So she begins perfecting her potions. Like Fire Scritch is now worse. Mauling Madness is now much harder to save from.
Fire Scritch is now just tactical herpes. Like,
Oh, dude, it's mayhem.
That's
And
a new
she-
sentence.
Happily,
Always was.
and because of Viserys' school, she ends up teaching potions to a lot of the students, and only the elite class gets access to Fire Scritch and all this other stuff, because like otherwise that shit's gonna end up all around the school and people are gonna have a bad time.
Well, for the record, it's not Viserys School. It's the Dawnforged School. Y'all
the
are...
Dawnforged school,
Yeah,
but you know,
Just
you
so
started it, so
Well, technically, he would have founded it with y'all. So just for the record, it's not
Okay,
just
okay.
a Viserys thing. Yeah.
nice.
So, in my spare time, I teach potions to them. I also teach druidcraft and shapeshifting to those who have the ability. And then in the general stuff I have, first she's gonna help Kern, then she's gonna help Bloodscale, and then she's gonna help the Eerie, like set it all back up and, you know, resurrect people and get things stabilized.
So with Dragonmount, that place is actually kind of super marshy and hard for things to grow, and over time it become almost poisoned with the presence of all of the followers of Bane. So you're actually
So I
able
would
to
start
help
undoing it with my druid stuff.
part of it. Yeah, and you being an archdruid are able to help fully recover this land, so that way it's actually not only livable again, but wonderful and livable.
And lush and full of food. So like I want to make sure there's no food scarcity wherever we go, you know? Anybody could
Absolutely.
find something to eat.
And with the Eerie, you actually help. Nevuza wants in on this, probably does, but the windshield around it is basically powered by the elemental plane, but it hadn't been maintained for years. So you're actually able to help like restore that bridge between the two, and so that way the wind wall that held back weather and things like that before can now be activated by the sitter to become a full wind wall that is super hard to pass through, and it's become a line of defense for the Eerie.
Would that something in the case of activatable and deactivatable?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, and as far as like the crops and stuff go, it goes into mine. But Uzo will be using, because he has control weather as well.
Mhm.
But he'll essentially be like, Zephyr, I need a calendar. I need a grid. What's the best weather to have for these crops? What's the best weather to have for these crops? And I need to know what day to
I
change
lay
into this.
everything out so that it's spread out perfectly so that you can rotate the crops, and I make it super easy to understand so everybody, even without magic, can keep it going and keep it just as lush as I could.
And I feel like once a year, students are sent out to each city to also to cast magic on all the crops to help them grow even more. It's part of like a rite of passage for any druidic students in the school.
Yeah. So while she's doing all this and still hanging with the Dawnforged and creating all this stuff with them, her father's traveling with them, and they get into, like, she starts showing him her potions and stuff, and I'm like, if you can use any of this on your enemies back in the Abyss. Also, they start talking at length about brewing the perfect drink and what it takes and the ingredients and drinking the reserves that Zephyr had on her, you know, and finishing those off. And through that, they kind of realize that he needs his home back, or she realizes that he needs his home back, and she rallies the Dawnforged to go like, you guys ready for a big fight again against the bitch?
And it's funny because when you guys are talking, he goes into great length and detail on why it had to be intellect devourers, and like they were the ones who were able to most pure form of being able to like capture the minds and memories, and were able to be wrung out and stuff like that. And as long as you use some sort of powerful restoration, or it was somebody you didn't care about, they could create all these different, you could have it distilled into the same wine, but have all of these different experiences because it just devoured the entirety of the intellect, not one specific thing or another. So even the same, same cask could have all these bottles of different experiences, and how the growing soil from your enemies always tasted sweeter when it became grapes. So like he'd always had the habit of incinerating his enemies and kind of making them into, half incinerating, so they become mulch and charcoal. And so that was one of the reasons, he'd always believed that it had made the wine better, and he's like, it was the only good reason to ever have any enemies anymore. And he's like, because he's, where at his position there were always more enemies, so you might as well have a plan for them.
Well, she also posits that by sending Chiron back home and giving him a rightful place at the table, a better balance could be found in the Abyss.
And
because it looked like they were skewing hard evil, and that's too far away from the balance for her being a druid, so she wanted to kind of restore it.
And no matter where you go, he had to wear a disguise like the entire time. Like no one was okay with him.
Yeah. But it was nice hanging out with Pops, and so like with his help, we eventually retake the thing. Now we have 2 homes because we defeated Salazat, so technically her home is our home too. So Dad stays in his original, and he starts putting the brewery back together, and I'm helping him. And me and Mesnos are staying in the other area. I've sworn to kill Salazat completely.
Perfect.
Like any iteration of her I see, I don't care how many pieces, I'll keep going until she's fucking gone.
Excellent.
So that's like a personal vow vendetta I made.
Okay.
And then once father is settled and safe, she realizes she's already kind of done as much as she can in the Abyss and decides to go back to the primal plane. First thing she does is walk through trees, and she creates a series of homes out of mounds and trees, so they're well hidden. You would only know where to look if someone gave you directions or a map. And she has them situated just outside the main cities of Kern, or just outside all the main cities, and some harder to reach places.
Sure.
So that she can just kind of walk between trees to get wherever she needs to go and have a home wherever she goes.
Perfect.
With Mesnos.
Occasionally, in like outside of Vernder, you have to clear out a hag or two over the years, but you.
Oh yeah, sure. You got to get rid of the rodents in the past.
Exactly.
Last rodent I kept ended up being my husband, so.
He's like, hello. Excellent.
As the dangers pass and things settle down for a time, Zephyr's bloodthirsty nature almost intensifies. She spends a good portion of her time making her orc transformation more powerful, but she feels like she's stuck. So she goes and she visits Ulu. And asks to train with her and her orcs, and just improve herself as a battle-ready person. And she does it without Mesnos. But, she makes a totem for Mesnos, so she always knows where he is.
Perfect. And
can find him anywhere, so, like, when they are separated, she can get right back to him, no problem.
Perfect.
So, like, she makes a matching notch on the other side of her other horn.
Actually, Ulu, what does Zephyr find? What is Ulu doing, Mother?
I'm going back to the Desert Scar to see if they want to be returned back to being verdant lands or not.
Perfect. Almost every orc is definitely interested in that, tired of kind of eking out a living, almost being forced to hold up every passing, caravan and things like that. They'd much rather live away from as many civilized people as possible and kind of go be left more
Ah.
alone and kind of return to that
Well,
place.
I feel like some of them wouldn't want to because they take pride in the desert way of life.
It's
Like they,
since most of this generation, like almost all of these have been in, like it's been so long since they've been in the desert. It's the intrigue of it kind of overwhelms the want. There probably will be a few that want to remain, desert dwellers and will probably leave the desert scar when it becomes the verdant green again. Like there'll definitely be a small exodus, but for the most part, I'm speaking generally for the overall.
right.
Perfect. And then yeah, people are definitely able to help with that, especially with the help of the dragons and everything like that, and the archdruids, and you guys are able to help return it kind of back to what it was. And if you want to, you can even bring back some of the dinosaurs that were made extinct by that thing, so they could walk the earth again.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we got some dinosaurs back in the mix, and then what else?
Now I got some more dinosaurs I can turn into. I can be a T-Rex now.
All right, so we got X-Men, Jurassic Park. No.
Also accept Viser's offer of immortality.
Booyah.
Bam. Yeah, you find yourself bound to the knowledge, and it's weird since you had a small space between the knowledge. It's almost like the knowledge had always been there, and you just couldn't think about it. It was weird.
And then, so I guess I would make sure that Zephyr is the best training that she wants in the weapons that she wants to for her orc form.
Perfect. A lot of time beating her up and then waiting for her to.
Beating the shit out of each other.
So because twice a day she
Yeah.
could just all her HP back, like, okay, let's go again, and you just wail on her again, and so you guys have quite a few sparring sessions.
Bloodscale would wander to a couple of those as well for giggles.
Oh hell yeah!
It actually becomes somewhat of a spectacle every time any of you get together for fight, and the entirety of like the tribe kind of gets together, and a lot of people are super interested in the different ways that you guys are fighting and everything, and like document kind of the fights themselves to try to learn from them.
About the third time you guys get into it, you notice that Viserys showed up with a group of students to learn from the fight.
Hell yes. And then
Who's this going around playing bookie?
Expect people to be taking bets, and then at some point we develop personas and we start scripting the fights.
oh yeah, from the top rope.
And we're like, I don't want to
It's
do
only a matter
this,
of time.
every day. So it's like, dress someone up like Ulu today, because I'm going on vacation, but we can keep doing these every day.
Hell yes. And this
Ooh, got shorter this week. Did you notice that? Yeah, it's weird.
she can do that. They can do stuff we can't even think of. No.
Probably went to the Feywild with Viser and got shorter. Shit's crazy.
Nah, Viser hates the Fey. Now, didn't you hear?
Everybody heard.
It's true.
Yes, your hand is raised.
So, I wasn't quite done.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't. mean to
It's
cut
all
that.
right. It's all right. If it's okay, I'll.
Yeah,
keep
sorry.
going.
We'll come back to you, Molly.
No, it's a perfect segue. Just so after
No worries.
she's done hanging with Ulu, and she'll probably, she makes the rounds to see everybody, but Mesnos and Zephyr start traveling alone to just ply their trades, help others in nature, help others communicate with nature if they got a wolf pack or something too close near the village, all that stuff. And she begins growing most of her herbal ingredients for her potions at the Bloodscale home, the one that's nearest to Bloodscale and the dragons, and settling more firmly there. So she's always really close to Bloodscale. It's then that she finds out she's pregnant. And she freaks out, thinking she's not capable, and oh my god, and her whole past comes back up and everything. But Mesnos is reassuring, and
Just
they
because
decide to
your parents
make
are
it go
crazy
with it.
doesn't mean you're gonna be crazy. You become
And,
better because they were worse. That sort of thing.
Oh no, it's more her eating babies past, but...
Oh no, he knows. He's trying to change the subject.
Anyway, so the first one is a girl,
Perfect.
followed shortly after by twins, 2 boys. So the girl is Valen. She was a complete surprise. Reese and Farron were also surprised, but they were a welcome one since things went well with Valen.
You said reason what?
Valen, Valen for the girl, and then Reese, Rhys, and Farron, Feren. And they're
Perfect.
twins, so they're the same age, and the sister's older. But as they start growing up around the Dawnforged, because Zephyr insists now, and she wants her kids to be involved in the adventure school as well, they get their favorite uncles and aunties. Valen, Uncle Bloodscale is her favorite, as well as Ulu. She's very much a scrapper, and she's probably going to turn into a fighter.
I'm gonna teach you how to wrestle.
Absolutely. Reese, his favorite uncle is Uza, and he loves getting into mischief with Uncle Uza.
Look, I'm going to teach you how to pick every single lock in your entire house, and I'm going to teach you how to change some.
Oh man.
Jesus.
And then Farron's favorite uncle is Vicer, because he loves how he dresses, and he wants to be just as exciting and cool as Vicer is.
Perfect.
Don't worry, we'll have you decked out proper. Don't worry about it. You're going to be the best dressed kid from basically in the whole world. Don't even worry about it.
We're all very close with all the kids. Mesnos has a special connection with Valen because Valen's actually a lot like her mother. And let's see. They still travel and visit everyone at least once a year, no matter what plane they're on. So they'll visit Zarek. They'll go wherever they have to. Mesnos usually stays with the kids while Zephyr fights and helps and fixes, sensing her need for adventure and restless spirit.
Mesnos will help you create totems from his horns to find and help everybody. So that way you know where to go every single year. Yeah. Alright. And then go back to Ulu. What after inventing orc professional wrestling?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna start a school for fighters. Not as cool as the other one.
You want it to be part of the other one? It's absolutely on the table.
Maybe it's like a feeder school? I don't know.
Right.
This one's about fighting.
Well, the whole thing's an adventuring academy, so like
Yeah.
there's fighting.
It would be like,
classes,
so I'll definitely be like the ones that are promising. I'll be like, hey, you could go this other place.
Nice.
Hell yes. What do you call it?
Ulu Skoolu.
God damn it.
Oh, my head. It hurts.
I was gonna say a desert. We're not scared, but I like Ulu Skulu.
Desert Skurd. That's good.
Desert. We ain't scared.
That's funny.
DSCFC, Desert Scar Community Fighters College. A little bit more affordable
Oh,
than the
I was gonna
Dawnforged
say.
company, but your credits transfer. Like,
Yeah,
big
they
on
do.
that.
You know, you get less student loans.
First, ask questions later.
There you go. It's always one way to do it.
Stick 'em with the pointy end. No, that's the motto.
Perfect. All right. Anything else? All right then.
No.
Uza, what happened to you?
Okay, so I might have grossly overestimated how far we were supposed to sunset.
It's okay. You can do as much or as little as you want. So I'm also surprised with the extent, but I'm not mad.
We're getting long term here. So Uza's first priority is going to be to move the Aarakocra back to Erie, start rebuilding.
Yep.
He's going to put a big priority on not just the city itself, but also the library, and he's going to hopefully try and entice some dwarves for their unearthing prowess to help dig up lower levels of the library.
Easily enough to, yeah.
Bloodscale will also, if required, show up with a bunch of kobolds.
Yep, kobolds definitely down for the task. Actually, the blind kobolds not having a permanent home yet, we're more than down to wander over to the Erie and just start digging ways out, because they're very good at what they do.
Oh, super welcome, super welcome. Once the Erie's back on its feet, Uza's going to encourage far-reaching trade, not just for goods, but of information. He has learned with Viserys' infinite knowledge that the Aarakocra were cursed in order to seal away their ancestral knowledge, and he wants to make sure that that does not happen again. He sets up a great network of information sharing, and teachings will stem from the Great Erie.
You do find in the information sharing that the Flynn Order is been reestablished now that the gold is once again returned, and is definitely willing and wants to be able to help.
They are more than welcome to help as long as they don't. Well, no, if they want to turn it, they must get consent to turn anybody into vampires.
Absolutely.
Bloodscale already made sure that happened in a council vote.
Oh yeah, no, and they've only ever you have to volunteer to be.
Yeah, he's just making sure. He can't remember. There's like blank spots in his memory he can't explain. He doesn't know why. He's just making sure all the bases are covered.
That's fair.
This stems from Akadi's teachings that her people must move from place to place. So Uza will encourage this, but always remind those when they leave that they will always find a home in the Erie. Uza will encourage many domiciles to be built so that whenever anyone returns from their travels, they will still find their home waiting for them. An anchor, a safe port in the storm. It will eventually become a measure of prosperous times in the Erie when there are many homes that stand empty, gathering dust.
There's
A
gonna
temple
be
of
a welcome home committee that goes through anybody coming back. They go through and they clean your house and get it ready for you the day before you get back.
That's fantastic. And then obviously it'll be also it's a little bit more sad, but your home is not cleared out until funeral rites are performed. So.
Yep.
You know, it's got to be confirmed that you're dead, so it's not like, oh shit, we thought you were dead. Your home's sold.
Absolutely.
A temple to Akadi will be permanently built around that windmill that contains the portal to the air elemental plane, which Uza also returns the stones to.
Actually, when you uncover it, there's an entire temple underneath the windmill it can be uncovered. And built upon and expanded upon. So there's already part of a concerted effort. There's already stuff there, but yeah, you definitely can build upon it as you continue to delve deeper.
Perfect, and it's not going to be. We're not going to keep it a secret. It's going to be well guarded, but it will be known that a connection to the air elemental plane is in the Erie. And then we'll obviously guard it from both threats outside and from within. Don't need, what was his name? Ron C. Bin? Ho Chi Minh? Yan Si Bin coming and causing any more trouble.
Absolutely.
Fucking avatars there, dude.
And several air elementals are sent through that portal to help with the guarding and maintenance of the Yuri. From
It's going to be
Makati.
a big responsibility of the Azure Guard to safeguard that portal and travel between it.
Perfect.
Let's see here. I already mentioned the controlling weather with the Storm Girdle and the help of the Druids, especially Zephyr. There will be a couple of times that Tuza casts Sending on Zephyr while she's off in either Hell or the Feywild, and just be like, Uza's panicking. He doesn't know if it should be raining right now or sunny. Do you have a minute to come help him?
That's amazing.
Always make time to help him.
What else? Oh, Uza will officially pass on the mantle of Captain of the Azure Guard to his brother, Skra'al. Uza will tell him that Skra'al's always been the one to lead them into battle, and he would like the fragment mace to act as the weapon of station for the post.
I get it. You're giving me all your hand-me-downs so you can go have fun. No, it's fine. I guess I could take over. For now.
I am called to greater things.
Well, whatever you want to do is greater things than captain of the... You know what? It's fine. Yeah, no.
Wait,
I mean,
wait.
We're supposed to be official.
Put fire scritch in people's pants.
We're supposed to be official about this, aren't we? I'm supposed to be reverent.
Yes, kneel. Kneel before... I'm just kidding. Get up. We don't do that here.
New rule, no kneeling. Yeah. It's kind of a laugh. And there's this moment where he kind of looks. He knows that you're planning on probably not being around as much. He just sees that there, and he's just kind of. It's almost like.
No, Uza's going to be sticking around the area a lot. Like he'll get the invitation to this school, and he'll go on occasion. But Uza spends quite a bit of time in the Eyrie, helping his people and those around, and spending time with his brother. Like he knows he's got time to make up for, and he wants to be able to, go fly and have fun. And he pulls him into the occasional tomfoolery, convinces him to unattune from the mace for like half a day. And we go pull pranks. What else for the Eyrie? Wow, excuse me. Lee, I'm assuming, is going to remain the voice for Akati.
Mm-hmm. As long as he can.
Yep, and Uza will encourage him to make the temple in the Eyrie as his home base, so to speak.
Tuza
and
will,
then
Tuza will come along after a year when he finishes the temple in Kern casting.
And then Uza's probably going to push Lee to really finish that the book. The writing of the Book of Akati for Akati's followers.
Lee's definitely going to take that to heart, and he's going to kind of seeing you as the avatar of Akati. You realize that after you talk to him, you realize he takes everything that you said as like the voice of Akati, so he just continues to he just sits down immediately and becomes singularly wholly focused until the book is done.
I'm going to come back like 2 hours later and be like, Jesus, dude, eat a sandwich.
I'm getting there. Hey, a second. I just need to finish this one. Hold on. Okay. And he like finishes.
I mean, not now. Finish I'm just kidding. You really need to relax. You need to chill.
Yeah, I do. Anyway.
It's okay. It'll take time. Have a beer.
Give this boy
War's over.
emotional whiplash. It's great.
He just kind of stares you for a second.
No, I'm fine. You're good. Are you done? No, you're fine.
No, not yet.
You talked with Ulhar yet?
Who?
Oh, right. You know what? I'm going to call Bloodscale. He's going to bring Ulhar here. I think he can still do that. I actually don't know about that anymore.
Okay.
But maybe.
So I have to go talk to Ulhar. What is Ulhar?
You're going to go on a long quest and find the ancient soul of it. I'm just fucking... Dude, I'll get him to check in with you. You're fine. Relax. You really need to... Like, this should be fun. It's fun. We're a family here. We're a big family. I need you to work till 8 tonight. Have a good one.
8 o'clock. God
I'm just kidding. Jeez.
That hurts my soul.
Nobody.
Look, the whole family's
Man.
doing overtime this week. It's fine.
Anyways, I'm gonna go play golf.
Fun. And this hurts my soul.
Now Uzo's embezzling money.
He's just straight stealing it. Why would he's not smart enough to embezzle? Speaking of not being smart enough, Uza has little knowledge, experience, or patience for politics. He's often is quoted as saying, "I don't know what makes a good politician, but I know what makes a bad one." He tries his best to help pick new council members, but more often than not, it's just the ones that end up stepping forward on their own when help is needed. Council meetings are always open to the public and are held within zones of truth.
Perfect.
I think that's all I had. I think Bloodscale, you had something for the Eerie?
So, in the Blue's domain of Dragonmount, he's going to create the portal to the air elemental plane. That'll be located within the Dragonmount. That portal will open up pretty close to the portal that comes from the Eerie. So that way, Aarakocra can move freely between the two areas if they wish.
Or if there were ever an emergency.
Yeah.
It's a bullet train.
It will also be guarded on our side very heavily, obviously. Dragons and whatnot. But actually, when you make it to the Dragonmount side, it is also in a Temple of Akkadi. The construction is a little different, just due to, different types of architecture.
Yeah.
Still to Akkadi. Next door is a Draconic God Temple as well. The Draconic God the Platinum God is actually a god of diplomacy, which means if Uza ever gets in a bind, or their council gets in a bind, Bloodscale, being the avatar of a god of diplomacy, will be more than happy to assist every once in a while. This also makes it very easy for Bloodscale to just come over and fuck with Uza occasionally.
And vice versa, obviously.
Exactly.
Clearly. Perfect.
Look at all
And
these
then-
dragon hordes.
And then, just because it wasn't mentioned, because I glossed over most of the dragon wants because they're long and convoluted half the time. The red
available
ended
for
up
every
going with the Hobgoblin Empire, which is unfortunately really close to the Eerie. However, as a condition for the red to be given, the Hobgoblins were not allowed in any way, shape, or form to attempt to expand into Eerie territory. They also are required to have a free trade pact when it comes to the Eerie. And Dragonmount also has a free trade pact with the Eerie, Kern, and the Hobgoblins. And any of the other locations that, we've been to and care about, like, obviously if Desert Scar Orcs want to request anything, it's all free and fair trade that way too.
It's really interesting because when Bloodscale brings this to the council in the Eerie about the free trade pact, they're confused, and he has to explain taxation on trade is normal, and just taxation as a whole is just way over everyone's head in the Eerie. And they're like, yeah, okay, so we don't have to do that. Okay, yeah, so business as usual, guys. Business as usual.
When it comes to the fair trade, it's less taxation and more like, hey, you've got that resource we like, and we got this resource you like. We can just do a fair.
Can we request that they do it in the wonderful accent that we have put together for them?
I mean, that's voted by the people, and if I remember, I was there. It was voted unanimously, and I made sure Visera was at the
Breaks none of your
the accents christening ceremony.
Not going to that.
I can tell you right now, while for giggles, the diplomat that comes from the Mount will do that, the Hobgoblins won't, and you're just going to have to deal with that.
That's fair. Everybody can do whatever they want. We're very except for Visera, he's going to get kidnapped. I'll get with Zephyr. We'll get a sleep potion.
Gonna take some doing.
And that's
It's a
the
whole one-off
interjection I
just
had
unto
for the
itself.
Erie.
I've been working on my potions.
Beautiful.
Well, under the protection of the Avatar of Akkadi and the Azure Guard, the Erie, unless the DM has objections, the Erie knows peace for many years.
No
He is very happy amongst his people, but also often finds himself missing his found family in the Dawnforged. He travels often to help them whenever he can. Uza takes on the habit of messing with adventurers during their travels. As they rest, sometimes when he's feeling extra bold in broad daylight, Uza likes to play pranks on passing adventurers, typically beneficial. Eventually, stories spread far and wide that if you camp near enough the Thuza Galdheim mountains, you might, which is the mountain range that the Erie's in, you may find strange things in your camp. Your maps may be a little bit more filled out or detailed. New and safer routes are shown. A compass may find its way into your pack, or a few extra strange coins in your purse. But also, ball bearings in your boot, mithril arrow in your quiver. There's one time in particular, Uza placed a half-melted candle in the hand of a Fire Ganassi ranger and a copper pot next to their bedroll. This pot also held a healing potion and a note that said healing pot.
This note says ha 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 ha.
It does.
Maybe that's the name of it.
on the back. And Uza hung around when the Fire Ganassi came out of their tent, looking confused, asking about it. They literally just heard him giggling in the woods. Things do take a turn for Uza when his brother finally passes. After 2 decades of enjoying his time, watching his people rebuild and flourish, Uza finally starts to understand the burden of immortality that Phobator warned them about. After Skra passes, it rains in the Erie for nearly a month. When the storm clouds finally part, they reveal a night sky vibrant with the stars, and a single shooting star arcs across the sky. Final arrow of morning for Skra, captain of the Ashir Guard and savior of the Aarakocra. After his brother's passing, Uza's less and less hands-on with the Erie. This is probably when he goes and gets really involved with the school.
And being an uncle.
Actually, and being an uncle. Soon after all that has saw the horrors of Phobator firsthand have passed, Uza and Tuza officially become the only Aarakocra remain that saw the devastation. But it brings hope. As long as the lessons that are remembered, we let the horrors fade into legend. Uza focuses on helping the next generation of heroes and adventurers. He does remain a vigilant guardian of the Erie and his people, and rumors eventually spread and it becomes legend that the Great Erie is protected by the very power of the winds and storms, helped obviously by the wind wall.
Yeah.
Invading armies are washed away in floods, raiders turned back by gale force winds, and the occasional bandit struck by lightning. Or an arrow, depends on who you ask.
Yeah.
But eventually Uza becomes, and this is hundreds, thousands of years potentially, but Uza does become bored, disconnected. Getting some help from probably Visair. He thinks he's being sly about it, and maybe some other artificers, but he finds ways to channel his power and immortality into certain items. For the sake of themes, he chooses the obvious. His Cloak of the Deep Crow, his bow, his armor, and the Storm Girdle. Which Visair, I'm still sure, relentlessly makes fun of him for.
You still want to call it that? So, all right.
I mean, can we change the name? It feels weird to change the name.
It's been 1,000 years. You might as well leave it as it is.
Akkadi's bra? Is that too much?
Bruh, that's too much.
Uza hides the Cloak of the Deep Crow in a secret chamber in the Dawnforged School. Surrounded by puzzles and traps, specifically designed by Uza, waiting for some enterprising rogue to stumble upon it. His bow, Akadi's Justice, he channels the power of the lightning elemental into the bow and allows the wielder to smite their targets with divine lightning. This is locked in secret in the Temple of Akadi in the Great Eyrie. The Armor of Skrull grants you immunity to lightning and thunder damage and grants the wearer a pool of 10d6 healing and is buried in a tomb with his brother at the highest peak of the mountain range. And finally, the Storm Girdle. This one was easy to power as it was already there, but it's hidden deep in the air elemental plane, a gift only the Wind Dukes could grant to the new avatar. And then Nuza kind of takes a farewell tour, goes to the Desert Scar, says hi to Ulu, helps out a band of travelers against maybe a raiding party, picks a pocket or two, rearranges people's stuff. Goes to Vernder. I don't know if it's still a city or ruins at this point, but sees how it's going there. Goes to the school, specifically Vice-Chair's office, rearranges things, changes your locks, hides your keys.
Again. Why my keys? I keep telling him not the keys.
You eventually find the keys, but they're all wrong.
What does this even mean? Oh, what am I going to have to find to unlock with this?
Goes to Kern, makes sure everybody's still getting along there. Checks on the Warforged. I can't remember their official in-world name.
The Deller Sarek.
Stellar Sarek. Sees if that small village in the forest is still there, or if at least Orvon.
Port
If
Rafon
it's
has it's interesting. It's expanded out, being a logging town, but then the border to the north of it headed towards the city, where it interacted with the that most ancient of forests. That border is one of the only ones that hasn't changed, even though the rest of the town is expanded, it being clearly off limits.
and he's guessing for the Ents that he's going to look for there.
Yep. They're easy to find for you.
Yeah.
With your perception, it makes them a lot harder for them to hide.
Right. He'll go to the Feywild, have one last rough housing with the nephews, even though they're probably hundreds, if not thousands of years old. He's still going to treat them like kids. Always has. Go to Dragon Mount. Talks to Bloodscale, tells him about a small slave ring he's heard about. They go break that up, punch in some faces. And then finally he heads back to the Eyrie, where there's one last thunderstorm over the Eyrie. He finds a spot besides his brother's tomb. And he finds peace. The last magical item that he has being the... Excuse me, my fucking throat is killing me.
Oh.
Yeah.
The last magical item that he's wearing is the bonsai totem. And then, I'm assuming he reunites with his brother on the far side of the Era Elemental Plane.
As Uza's eyes close for the last time, you hear a sweet, familiar song. You feel it kind of lift you up as, without eyes, your eyes open and you see Sirenita. You didn't think I'd forget about you, did you? She extends her hand out and is the one to escort you.
I take it eager for the new adventures that await.
You know, she has been dying to actually meet you. And then... With that...
Nice.
I had one quick thing.
Go!
There was one more thing.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
that's because I didn't get the time to interject.
No, for sure.
Oh.
I wasn't going to fucking interrupt that.
I was trying not to,
No, it was well done.
but because Bloodscale could probably figure out what the fuck's going on during this breaking up a slave ring.
Mm-hmm.
there would be an offer. Would you like to pull a card?
Oh, I think my days of pulling cards are through. At least here.
Fair enough.
All right. There we have it. 9:30, right on time for once. The world moves on. The shard mind wander. Always helpful, oddly helpful. They're kind of accepted as this new, just, if you're in trouble, if you can find one, they will help you. Caius runs the school as best he can, always trying to find the next greatest adventure, but anything bigger than this doesn't really come up for a very, very long time. But that'll be a different story.
Wait, did we start yet?
Yeah.
Yes! Yes!
Undefeated, baby!
Oh, God.
Fun.
But this is the end. That's it.
Fuck! I just totally forgot. I'm so sorry.
End of the world.
Oh, Uza also goes to Limbo and completely rearranges Zarek's library.
Of course.
Any kind of organization, he undoes it. He if he needs to, he'll invent the Dewey Decimal System just to get it wrong.
Just so that they're in
not in
perfect
alphabetical
disorder.
order.
The opposite of perfect order. Perfect disorder. They could not be less alike.
Fuck, I knew I missed something in there.
That's fun. I'm glad. I don't know. That worked out. I'm glad that the school got to be a little like refuge for characters and stuff.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh,
Zephyr's just pissed that she can't go through all of her formations. She wants the best challenge she can get, so an adventuring school puts her to good use. And fighting with Ulu and Bloodscale, she'd have to go through quite a few changes before she'd actually go down. She's trying to find somebody that could whoop her ass.
Yeah, it takes some doing for any of our characters at this point, folks.
Oh yeah.
And who knows, we may revisit them at some point before their end to see what happens in certain things. Because remember, we're only putting them to bed. We're not.
Yeah.
You don't have
We gotta break up that slave ring in hell.
And we should
There's always
pass
something
out
else to do.
the Phobator gear. Does
Yeah.
anybody want any of
Phobator
this
gear.
stuff? Like the crown is cursed, and we know that's cursed. The half plate only Visera can use because he requires artificer levels.
So
The purple scaled ornament, though, that was something blood scale, maybe?
yeah, since the mask popped up, he's gonna take that, and that way he doesn't have to worry about having a dragon in his brain to have wings anymore.
And Uza, nobody's taken the Vorpal longsword yet.
Well, it's not really Uza's.
Okay.
Anything that
Forte,
doesn't
yeah.
get used will go in the vault.
Visera might hold on to the Vorpal.
Yeah, but
That
that
Zephyr
that's a-
doesn't hold on to the Vorpal. Zephyr's gonna take it.
Oh, no, Zephyr can have it then. You can absolutely. Because the armor that I'm getting is ridiculous, so.
that crown is going in the vault.
That crown's going in the vault.
Deep vault.
Ty, what's the Voyager staff do?
Yeah, just look it up. It's just a bunch of. It's a purple.
A lot of
staff with a bunch
teleports
of
and
stuff.
Teleportation.
Oh,
If you know what, if
Really?
anything, if
Well,
Mesos has his-
Uza
You're fine.
Uza might take that just so that he can get around everywhere.
Perfect.
cool. I was thinking him or Zarek, since Zarek's getting rid of a damaging staff.
Oh,
and,
that's
a
true.
travel staff. Just a thought. We can, don't have to do it now, I guess.
Yeah.
Zach is either realized he passed out or is muted. One of the two.
I hear me, it's going green.
There we go.
Yeah,
I
it is.
didn't hear
Yeah,
you,
we
though.
can.
Oh, weird. Yeah, I was like, I'm talking and I see my little circle turn green around it. So, but
Oh
no.
man.
Yeah, if you want if you want to trade out your damaging staff for the you can still keep the damaging staff to do your handoff, of course.
Sure.
But if you want to take the staff of the Voyager, which just is a bunch of fucking teleports into shit,
Yeah.
by all means.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Woo.
So, I don't know when we'll be back. If and when we do come back, it's going to be at least a few months off. But in the meanwhile, yeah, I can't. It's insane the difference between life when this started and now. Oh my god! But
Yeah.
it's been nice to have it throughout all of the other madness and. Yeah.
There was so much madness too.
Show madness. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Madness.
The macho madness I can handle. This was a whole nother level.
But yeah. Hopefully, like I said, I couldn't ask for a better group of players, and I'm really proud of everything that was put together here. It's probably the most effort I put into fucking anything, especially for 6 years. So.
This is the man with a child.
I've only had her for a year and a half.
Years, so.
You know what? As another man with a child, I mean, yeah, I get it.
Give me another 3
A lot of
days,
time,
then
not a
it'll be
lot
the
of
same
effort.
amount of
It's
work.
weird.
Okay, it's another 3 days before that's more effort now. All right. But I don't know. With that, we'll catch you all next time. Whenever that is.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Dr. Nick.
Bye.